lights, late night glow. Pull up a seat, you already know. Alan Thompson on the microphone. Yeah, we're getting into it tonight. Everybody got a story, but there's always something more. What you heard is just the beginning. We're going deeper than before. More based off, more based off. There's always more to talk about. More based off, more based off. Turn it up, we're breaking it down. From Hollywood we set the vibe. Come on in and stay a while. Ellen Thompson every night.
Hey, what is up, Hollywood besties? My bad. I was having audio difficulties over here. I apologize. Let me know if you can hear me now. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. I want to make sure everybody can hear me. I'm so sorry about that. What is up? What's up? What's up? Make sure everybody can hear me. You can hear me now. Okay, good. Perfect. All right, let's see who's up in here. Be positively, my girl. I see you. What is going on? Always good to see you. Snake Handler, what's up? Rewind React, what is up? Diamond, what's going on? Patricia, what's going on? All my peeps from Troy's World that have come over, welcome. I appreciate it. Go get them. What is going on? Helena, good to see you. Everybody, my boy Troy, what is going on? Yes, finally I got the audio going. Betty Davis, Daisy, what is going on? Jock J1, what is going on? Paige, what's going on? Everybody, what's up? Welcome. Let's go ahead and get started on tonight because I know it's been a while since we have been together. So, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to More Based Off with Alan Thompson. We are back on Tuesday evenings. And guess what? I reached 1,000 subscribers. I'm 1,000 plus subscribers now. So that's all thanks to you guys. I reached over 1,000 subscribers in 1 month. So I really appreciate all of the support. And I'm just so happy that, that you guys are enjoying the content. Hey, what's up, Shanine? I see you there. Welcome. Rockwell, what's up? Welcome. So yes, you guys, we are now at over 1,000 subscribers. So y'all go ahead and join the channel. I have 2 different levels that you can join at. The base Pinot Noir is the first level at $4.99, and the second level is base Cabernet at $9.99. Y'all go ahead and join the movement, y'all. We're gonna have a lot more to come, a lot of exciting things to come. So yeah, we're back. It's been about 2 weeks since we've done our regular Tuesday night lives. And clearly, a lot has happened. I've been covering everything through the regular videos, which I really appreciate everybody's support on my regular videos. So I've been, covering everything, but I did want to actually sit down with you guys and talk about some of these stories, right? Because there are a few things I definitely have more to say about. So you guys know I always have a lot to say, and we're going to do things a little differently tonight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring up a topic, give you my thoughts on it. And then I'm coming to the chat because I want to know what you guys think. So we're not going to spend 30 minutes beating on a subject line, beating it to the ground. We're going to move around, have a conversation, and then toward the end, we'll open it up and do like we normally do and kind of talk about whatever you guys want to talk about or revisit. So get your wine or whatever you drink, whether it's water, tea, whatever you drink. What am I having tonight, y'all? I do my red wine. So I'm doing a red original blend tonight. It's what I'm drinking tonight. So yes. So let's get into it. So the first topic we're going to talk about, of course, I have to start here. It's Tone and Iliana, because literally, of course, they're the latest development. If you haven't watched my newest video yet, make sure you go back and watch that. But we're going to cover it now, so you can go back and watch that after the live. What's up, Slime? I see you there. What's going on? And thank you guys for all of the congratulations. I really appreciate it. So yes, the latest development. If you haven't watched my latest video about Tony and Iliana, make sure after the live you go watch it. But Tony and Iliana are frustrated with Marcus again, and the reason this interests me isn't necessarily this particular disagreement, but it's like a pattern, right? How many people have we watched have some type of falling out or disagreement or frustration with Marcus? At a certain point, when you repeatedly find yourself having problems with different people, I mean, don't y'all think it's fair to ask, is everybody else the problem? Okay, because we've seen these relationships go through the same cycle. Everybody cool, right? Everybody's together, everybody's helping, everybody's cool with the filming and the content and all that, and then something happens. Somebody has an issue with Marcus, something he did, or vice versa, and then there's an argument and they fall out. Then eventually everybody comes back together and they start the whole thing over again, right? We've seen this before. And Tone's situation is interesting because I don't necessarily think Tone is right about everything, clearly. I mean, I said it before. Tone absolutely, he needs to work. He needs to be responsible for himself. There are things about Tone's thinking that I don't agree with, clearly. But two things can be true at the same time. Tone, he can need to get himself together, and Marcus can contribute to some of the dysfunction as well that we're watching, right? I mean, those two things are not mutually exclusive. And then you have Iliana as well. So she's expressing her frustration as well. So my question to you guys tonight is, what do you guys think is actually happening here? Is Marcus genuinely trying to help people who just simply don't appreciate what he's doing? Or is there something about the way Marcus helps people that eventually creates resentment? What do y'all think? Drop it in the comments. Let me know. What do y'all think? Hey, what's up, Dominique? I see you. Yes, you caught it. Well, I haven't been live in a couple of weeks, so we're back. So yes, I'm glad that you were able to join us. Hey, what's going on, Adatelli? What's going on? I love seeing you all the time and your great little emojis that you leave. And yeah, user UZ, my other friend, what's going on? What's going on? Octavia Butler, what's going on? What are you drinking? You say you're drinking Scuppernog Blush. Okay, now it's a local North Carolina wine. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. That sounds good. All right, all right, all right, y'all. So yeah, let me know what y'all think. All right, what's up, Shanine? What is going on? You said F tone, lazy BAN. They didn't want to pay for that alternator and that fuel pump. Snakes. Okay, I hear you. I hear you, and that's fair. I definitely can see your perspective on that. I mean, yeah, I mean, we know they're users. That's definitely true. So I'm not denying that, but also I'm not denying Marcus's part in all this mess either. Okay, Octavia Butler, what did you say? You said as long as Tone can live off the government, he's never getting himself together. Okay, that's a fair point, Octavia. I agree with that. I mean, we know that type, right? The people that always want to rely on the government assistance, they really don't ever want to ultimately get themselves together, right? But is Marcus some form of government to them, assistance to them? I mean, think about it. Marcus is essentially, he does all this stuff to quote unquote help. Is he some type of same, not government assistance, but at the same time, is the help that he gives them ultimately hindering them? You know what I'm saying? So again, it's kind of like for me, why are we coming back to this again? What made Marcus think that this time around was going to be different, right? Okay, let's see. Patricia, what's going on? All right, you said Marcus doesn't respect boundaries and things. Their handler and thinks he's their handler because they appeared on his platform. Yep, that's kind of the way I view it. I'm kind of more what Patricia thinks. Marcus doesn't have any boundaries, and he thinks that because he provides for people, that then he has some type of control over them. And again, it's like, how many times are you going to keep helping people and you see they do the same thing, but you come back and give them another chance? It's like, what chance is this by now? This is the third or fourth chance. So who's really the stupid one? Just saying. Okay, rewind, react. You said the way his help has a motive behind it. Exactly. rewind, react. That's what I think. I think his help is there's a motive behind it, and the motive is income. I mean, he is making money off of what content. So yeah, it appears, oh, I'm helping them. I got them the alternator. I got this. I got that. But people forget he's doing this because it's content. And think about how much more money he's making than what he's investing in these people. So it's not like he's just helping out of the kindness of his heart. I mean, hello. Slime, what did you say? You said, oh, you drink that low carb beer and y'all get off tone to Iliana. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. Okay, moving on. Oh, gosh. Okay, let's see what else you guys have to say about this. Dominique, you said, wouldn't you get fired if you brought a key to your job and did spicy? Hmm, interesting. I'm trying to think. Let me think what you're referring to in this spicy. Oh yeah, right, exactly. Like I mean, the spicy content. Anyways, that's a whole nother topic, right? This whole spicy content. It's like really, and yeah. Okay, let's see. Snake handler. Um, you say Marcus might have turned over a new leaf, but his delivery is sometimes a bit intrusive. I don't know his heart. Tony and Iliana are still manipulators and use 100 excuses as a crutch. Yep. And that's why I say I believe two things can be true at the same time. Marcus, it's his delivery for sure. And he's way too intrusive. He thinks he has some type of control over these people because he does these little things for them. And it's like, first of all, nobody, you can say no. That's first. You can literally say no, but he doesn't because again, he knows it makes for good content. And but at the same time, hell yeah, Iliana and Tone are very they can be manipulative in their own ways too, and use excuses as well, or use it and have excuses for everything as well. But for me, I always have a little more of grace for some of these people because again, a lot of them are young, and a lot of them have mental issues. So I tend to have a little more grace for a lot of them. Helena, you said these young people just want handouts. Yep, they definitely do. We can't deny that. Shanine, you said Marcus is trying to get his lawyer fees up. Yeah, man, he definitely is with these hour-long videos. It's like you already know. Rockwell, you said Marcus should have never given them money. Exactly. That's the thing. It's like nobody told you had, especially, I mean, considering the history. That's my point. It's like nobody told you to be a dummy and keep helping people that you've known to not be appreciative. So that's why I said at the end of the day, like I said, two things can be true at the same time. Yeah, they might be ungrateful, but you're the dummy that decided to help them after knowing your history with them. Like, what did Maya Angelou say? Once somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Like, what you thought changed? Like, but again, it's for content. Let's see. Go get them. You said I wish MF would ask for my help then when they get it talking ish. Yeah, man. Right? Yeah. Um. Hey, what's up, Delicious? What's going on? You say you're right, Dominic. They just want to bash Tone. Yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate. I mean, I get it. I'm not denying again that they may be ungrateful or they may be users, but again, I look at things from a different perspective when you're dealing with people again with clear mental disorders. Again, they're younger. They're young still. You know what I'm saying? So as an adult, again, which Marcus is the adult, the mature adult. Sometimes the best thing you could tell people is no. Especially when you know the history. So, but anyways, yeah. What's up, Petty Betty? What's going on? You said Marcus does good, but it ends up bad because he tries to run their business. He starts doing too much, so irritating. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He does the most. Marcus absolutely does the most, and then he wants to turn around and throw it back in their faces. He does it with everybody, though. We see it with everybody. Let's see what else, guys, and then we'll move on to the next. Shanine, you said laziness is not a mental disorder. It is not, but I think they're dealing with a little more than laziness. I mean, Iliana clearly has some type of mental something going on. I think Tone does as well. Most of these people actually do. I think it goes a little beyond just pure laziness. Dominique, you said I'm not here to defend Tone. Everyone needs a job, to be honest, but give him Marcus' job. Marcus shouldn't have it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, and that's the same thing with me. I'm not defending Tone, but at the same time, I mean, the stuff that Marcus does, it's just honestly, it's ridiculous. It really, really is. Marcus is 25 years old and the head says Diamond. Yup. That's the way I like Marcus is very, very immature. Tweety, what's going on? What is going on? Hey, hey, hey. Yes, yes, yes. But I trust tone with my daughter before Marcus Dominique says. Exactly. I agree with that as well. I think somehow I think that's gotten lost. These allegations with Marcus is like, hello, like that's still a thing. Like, and I mean, what's going on with those allegations with Marcus with this underage girl? Like, I think something's still going to come of it, but to me, that still just speaks volumes about what type of person Marcus is. Patricia, you said Marcus should have got out of Tone's face when he told him. So exactly, he was antagonizing Tone. He was pushing Tone to want to blow up. You know what I'm saying? So exactly. Um, did you see the Cadillac size hookah Tone had? Snake Cadillac. I did not see that. Hey, what's up, Kathy? That was my first person to join my channel, Kathy. Marcus' delivery is condescending. It's very, very condescending. And Marcus knows exactly what he's doing, is the thing. And I think that's what annoys me about it. All right, y'all. Um, so this leads me to the next question then. Do you all think Tone and Iliana have a legitimate grievance with Marcus? Do you think they have a legitimate grievance with Marcus? Do you think there's any legitimacy to the way that they feel about Marcus? Let's talk about that. Petty Betty, you said Marcus was mad talking stuff because Ileana and Tone didn't open the door fast. Yeah, he was getting on having a hissy fit, and then he brought up something about he needed a bed and some stuff that he needed. So I'm thinking like, so he asking for donations now too? I'm just like, what is going on? Dominique, you said they could care less about Marcus' behavior. They'll find a way to justify it. Yeah, exactly. Yup. There's always going to be those people that justify the foolishness. Shanine, you said they have a brand new pink hookah. Oh Lord, I didn't see that. Go get him. Stop calling him. Period. Yeah, yeah. I think you're right, but I think what happens is, again, I think their intention a lot of times when they cut them off is not to call them again. But of course, like people who don't have employment, you get in a bind and they give in and they end up calling them again. Like, well, it's almost like, look, I guess we're gonna have to do this again to get, $20, $30. It's sad, but that's the case. Okay, so Jock, you said they do, but they keep running back to him for help. Yeah, and see, I feel the same way. I think they have a legitimate grievance with Marcus that's legitimate and justified, and I think it's the same one they've always had. But they, at the same time, they keep running back to him. And again, I think they run back to him when they just really need some money and funds, so they end up playing along with whatever um, they have to do to get some more money. Be positively. You said Marcus was dry begging, right? Uh huh. Patricia, we only know what we see. No telling what goes on off camera. He's supposed to have a spicy scene with them from when he put them in. Right, right, Patricia. Yep, I remember that. Yeah, we know it's a lot of stuff he doesn't release. Well, he revealed that when he he was talking to Tragedy one day, and you know how sex always come up somehow. He was like, "Well, Tragedy, you don't want to talk about how good you are at that because I got scenes with you that weren't even released. That in the show." I'm like, what the heck do they be having going on again beyond what we see? It's like, it's no telling. Slime, you said, why are Feisty and Tragedy always at the pizza place? I mean, that's probably all they can afford. I'm sure it's probably reasonable pizza. What's up? I'm here. What's going on? You said, I think we are seeing, what we are seeing is young people that have had struggles probably all their lives. They don't know how to respect the help they receive. Their struggles are real. Yes. I agree with that. And that's why I said I have a little more grace for a lot of these people on this channel. I mean, they're young. You think about it. Everybody he interviews, except pretty much what Polo, they're under, what Feisty is about the oldest. Feisty is 32, and that's still not even old. So when you're in that stage of life, you're still growing and learning. You're trying to figure things out. And then you add on top of that, these people have, most of them, some type of mental disorder, or they're addicts. They're addicted to something. So for me, I always have a little more grace for them. Whereas then you have somebody like Marcus that comes along, he's using them for content, then he's trying to get them to do spicy scenes. It's like, man, figure out which one you're gonna do. Are you helping them? Are you just using them to, so that you can have this content that is showing these crazy things they're going through? Then you're trying to get them to do, corn. It's just like, what's really going on? Like, who's really the responsible one here behind all of this? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Um, let's see, guys. What else before we move on to the next topic? What else you guys are saying? Tone is almost 30. Love is love. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, he's almost, yeah. But for men, um, I'm thinking back to when I was in that age range. 28, 29. You're still young, especially for a guy. Your mental state, and then like say, add on top of that Tone. Clearly, whatever type of background he comes from, and all of that. There's different factors. And again, not excusing it. I mean, at the end of the day, he has to make a decision for himself to get himself together. But just to see a lot of the things that Marcus even did to him over the years, confronting him about, did you used to be a trans, and then showing those pictures, and then confronting him about being with trans, and he badgered that boy about that, and it's like, for what? For content clearly, but it's like, to me that wasn't cool. Helena, what did you say? Tone couldn't keep it up even when he was trying to was having a honey pack? Wow. Only lasts for 1 minute. Lord Jesus. Well, I mean, that's because you see all the smoking and drinking they do, and all of that. So, I mean, Dominique, you said, didn't Marcus say he ran into them? They were, yes, he surely did say that. That's what they were. I think both of them said, both sides said that they just randomly, because that's what Tony and Iliana said, that they didn't even plan to work with him again, and then they randomly ran into him, and then it was like Marcus was like, hey, it was kind of like he wanted to start shooting with them again, because that was when Fiesty, all of that stuff with Fiesty happened, and she wasn't around anymore. He quote unquote fired Fiesty and Tragedy. So, and then all of a sudden he was all of a sudden filming Tony and Iliana all the time. So, yep. Yes, love is love. I agree. Marcus is a hot mess. Despicable, in your words. Yes. Uh, yes. Okay, Slime, you said Tone is 29, Tragedy 30, Feisty 30, and Polo 44. Marcus claims he only 43, but I think he's 50 plus. Everybody thinks Marcus. I feel like Marcus has been 43 for at least the past 3 or 4 years, because he just had a birthday. So I was thinking he should be at 44, but I noticed he still says he's 43. So, yeah, Dominique, exactly. I don't believe he's 40 nothing either, because let me tell you, if he's 43, I'm some years older than Marcus, and Marcus looks way older than me. So I'm like, what? You sure? You 43? Yes, 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 yes. Who is buying corn with J's and mental illness and people that's exactly who want to see them have? That's what I get so confused about. And Marcus be so excited about it. I'm like, who wants to see that? Be positively. Marcus needed them for content. Exactly. Hey, what's up, OG Lady Moon? What's going on? Today hits different. The cost of living is way higher, so Tony Atlanta deserve grace. Yes, today definitely hits different, and even just getting employment today, it's 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 not like what it used to be. Like, I mean, you used to be able to just look in the classifieds back in the day, call a place, and have a job the next day. Getting employment is not like that anymore. And then again, you add on to that their upbringing, their lack of skills, and it's not just that easy to just get a job. In a lot of cases, like most of these people need some type of program to be in to actually train them up to be able to get employment first. But that's a whole nother conversation. Yes, yes, yes. What's up, OG Lady Moon? I see you. How are you? Okay, so let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Let's move on. So, let's talk about this. Why do you all think Marcus seems to eventually have problems with so many people around him? Let's talk about that, because that's the other thing. People always kind of isolate these incidents with different people. But if you think about it, Marcus has probably had problems with pretty much every single person he's interviewed. So let's talk about that. Why does Marcus seem to eventually have problems with so many people around him? Let's see. I'm here. You say Marcus is using their situations to his advantage. However, he gets mad when they speak up for themselves. I think all of them are tired but don't know how to walk away. Yep. I think it's exactly what you just said. Marcus definitely takes advantage. Um, he doesn't like when they speak up, because he feels like, well, I'm the one paying you. I get these people to give you whatever, the viewers give them donations and all that. Um, and it's hard for them to walk away because at the end of the day, they look at it like, well, this is more than we would be able to get on our own. But at the same time, they know the way that Marcus does things is not right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely agree with that. So yes. But yeah, but why do you guys think of so many people around him have a problem with him eventually? Marcus is overbearing, Petty Betty says, in every situation. He's very overbearing. I've definitely noticed that. It's just like, to me, he seems like the type of person. I always put Marcus in this mind frame of putting him back, like probably when he was in high school. I feel like he probably annoyed most people. Like, I feel like, yeah, he's that person that'll be like, "Well, he shut up?" Like, it just seems like he was like that annoying person that always had something to say, always talked, and tried to be cool, but he really wasn't. That's how I view Marcus, because that's what he feels like as an adult to me. Adatelli says Marcus only uses them for views and clicks. He doesn't care about none of the inner. Yep, yeah, that's all it is. He monetizes off of them. He makes money. That's ultimately the bottom line. You know, Salam, what you say? Marcus' recent interviews are making their own YouTube channels, and I don't think Marcus likes that they can get donations. So, yeah, yeah, I noticed that. Like almost all of them, if not all of them, have YouTube channels now. Yeah, and it's kind of like Marcus does want to keep them in a box. You know what I'm saying? It's like he doesn't like the fact that they may have other platforms now that they could essentially do for themselves what he was doing for them. Go get him. You said, is it a cult that they're in? You're confused. I don't know. I mean, some aspects of it are very cult like. Marcus has a weird thing where he thinks people are supposed to have some type of loyalty to him that is beyond reasonable for sure. Helena, you said, in your opinion, you feel like Marcus tries to belittle those people. Unfortunately, he definitely does. He does it, especially with the young men. It's always something where he's trying to. It's like in one breath, it's like he's trying to help them, but he's always doing it in a very condescending way. So yeah, so it's very interesting to say the least. Be positively. Marcus thinks he's better than others. Yeah, I definitely think that as well. Dominique, Marcus is morally bankrupt, and that's his Achilles heel. He cannot offer moral judgment because he's in no position to. Tone is still morally a better person. Yeah, I mean, I think Marcus is. It's yeah. You said it all. To be honest, I don't. I was going to say I don't have many nice things to say about Marcus. Um, but he's just shown me so much, especially in the past, I guess, year or two, about his character that I'm like, as a man, I can't really respect him because I just see so many things that he does that I'm just like, dang, like, because I think about other young men that I have in my life, like my nephews, and I would never treat them the way he treats a lot of these young men. And I would just think that that's the way he should approach a lot of them, and I mean clearly he doesn't. And so yeah, I just be like, nah, I can't get with it. Cultish, Dominique says, yeah, it is cultish for sure. Jock says he gets into it with them because at the time they are desperate for help. At first they don't have any boundaries, but once they realize he oversteps boundaries, then that's when they fall out with him. Exactly. Yeah, Marcus definitely oversteps his boundaries. He definitely oversteps his boundaries in every way. And I think he feels like they don't have a right to set boundaries because he feels like, I guess, he's doing everything for them or providing for them. But it's like, nah, he still has a right. They still have a right to have boundaries. Um, be positivity. You said Marcus compares his life with homeless and mentally ill people. Why not people on his level? Exactly. That I believe because the people on his level. Well, first of all, what is his level? Because, for instance, I would say he would be somebody on my level, but then again, he's not because first of all, I don't do the type of work that he does. Income wise, it might be similar, but that's about it. Other than that, morally, he's definitely not on my level because I'm like some of the things he does, I would never do. I mean, even with this spicy content thing, it's like, what is your obsession with this nasty crap? Filming homeless people doing that crap, like. So, what are people on his level? I think these people he deals with are on his level, but to be honest, above his level, because at least their background is, different, but they're trying to do better, but their circumstances have put them in situations where they just a lot of times don't know how to. But Marcus seemingly was raised in a two-family home, parents that worked and did honest work, where he had the tools to do something positive with his life. You know what I'm saying? And this is what he has chosen. I'm like, okay, interesting. Yes, yes, OG Lady Moon. I agree. I agree. All right, so let's move on, you guys. So let's move on to talk about tragedy. I know y'all, a lot of the people in Troy's world were talking about him tonight. One second, guys. Okay. So I know a lot of, or Troy was talking about, what was he talking about in Troy's world tonight? About the most delusional statements tragedy is made. So, okay, let's talk about tragedy. Um, so one of the videos, Marcus was telling Tragedy that he needs to get a job. So again, on the surface, of course, that's the right thing to be telling him. If you're an able-bodied adult and you're trying to rebuild your life, ultimately you need some type of income. Definitely agree with that. I don't disagree. You definitely need a job. My issue was never simply Marcus told Tragedy to get a job. But my issue was more so with Marcus, the messenger. That's why I called the video The Problem with the Messenger. So, again, if you guys haven't seen that video, after this live, go back and check out that video. Okay, because sometimes you can be saying something completely reasonable, but people aren't going to receive it from you because of your own behavior. And then we had this other situation where Marcus is questioning Tragedy about money, and Fiesty is calling Marcus because she needs food. So that's when I started asking, what exactly is this relationship between Marcus and these people? Because they're constantly referred to as employees. So if these are employees, why are we repeatedly watching situations where people don't have basic money for food? Okay, so that doesn't automatically mean that Marx is responsible for every financial problem that they have. I'm not saying that, of course not. But it does raise questions about what employee actually means to Marcus. Are these people being paid consistently? For those of us that work, you get paid weekly, bi-weekly. There's a schedule as to how you get paid. Are they independent contractors? Are they simply helping your content? What's the arrangement? Because from the outside looking in, it's confusing. So, what do you guys think? Because Marcus always uses that, oh, I fired Tragedy and Feisty. Yeah, they're not working with me anymore. Da da da. I'm like, how the hell you fire somebody? Like, are they on pay again? Are you giving them 1099 forms? Like, I'm confused. So yeah, what do you guys think? Hey, what's up, Tampa? What's going on? What's going on? So yeah, let's talk about that next, y'all. What do y'all think about them being his employees? Let me see what you guys have to say about that. OG Lady Moon, you said they must be day laborers, right? I'm just trying to tell you, like, what in the world? Contact OSHA. That's what Dominique says. Oh. Snake Handler, you said they refused to negotiate a contract. You can't be fired if you're never hired. Exactly. Yeah. Now, see, if they were smart, that is exactly what they would do. It's like, oh, you fired us and now we're rehired. Well, let's sit down. Let's put this in writing. Let's draft up a contract. So that's again the reason again I say why I give a lot of these interviewees more grace. I'm like, they don't know. They're just desperate. So they feel like, oh, he's gonna give us $30, $40 here and there now. They think that's good enough. It's like, okay, no, you want us to come back on your channel? Okay, let's sit down. Let's draft up a contract. This is what our pay rate is going to be. You paying us this much per video. It's going to come with housing, a meal stipend. They could negotiate all of that, but unfortunately they don't, just don't have the know-how to even know to do that. And then of course, Marcus knows that. Exactly, Helena. They just work for scraps and he throws their way up. That's exactly all it is. Yes, OG Lady Moon, you say you have three sources of income, so they definitely have a labor grievance. Yeah, exactly. It's like, what kind of employee? It's like employees, it's like, okay. Yep. So let's see, Patricia, you said, I think he's giving them a little money, but I think they're wasting it. Feisty seems to be the one supporting tragedy with what she has and probably wasting the rest on Taka Vodka. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely giving them the bare minimum though, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? But and then they don't clearly know how to budget, their money. That's definitely evident. Okay, so let's see, you guys. Um, so do you guys also think I was gonna ask you guys another question about this? Love for Earl, what's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. You said employees need a contract for yes, yep, exactly. Which they don't. Go get him. You said that's why every time they snake him, the very first interview after he makes sure his statement is, "I was just about to write." All right. He's always like, "Oh, I was just about to get this content house." He always brings up all this grand stuff he's about to do, which he's been talking about that damn content house for how fucking excuse my language, for how long now? You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, whatever, save it. So, Snake Handle, how can working people afford pizza shop, pizza daily? Yeah, right. I'm thinking that pizza that come from the little $20 or $30 markets get them every day. That's their pizza stipend to get them their little pizza, their pie of pizza or whatever. Because yeah, you're right. They be at that pizza place. I mean, they gotta eat though. I mean, and then it's not like they live somewhere where they can buy groceries. So I'm sure whatever that pizza place is, it must be reasonable for them to be eating that every day. That is for sure. That takes me back to my college days. I went to college in New York City. New York is known for their pizza, and that was me eating pizza every day. I mean, we would just get you would get a slice though. Like those New York slices are huge. And you could get a slice back then for like $2. Some places only $1. So it's like I had a pizza diet back then, but you young, you could deal with, you could have a pizza diet when you in your early 20s. I was even like 19, 20, 18, 19, 20. But then, they in their late 20s, early 30s now. It's like you could be eating a damn pizza every damn day. So yeah. Hey, let's see. Danny Dazzle, I haven't seen a comment from you. What's going on? He doesn't give them enough for housing, so they need alterations, income if that's what they want. He's not getting no content. Exactly. Yeah, he's not getting no content house. I mean, first of all, what landlord, even if he got a house for that, he would get kicked out of that place so fast? Slime, you said Marcus is a sucker. People still support him, are weirdos and creeps like him, right? Content house is dead, says Dominique. Yeah, I figured as much. Pressure and peace. What's going on? I didn't see, haven't seen a comment from you yet. You say he has a 1099 for sure and keeps the receipts for things he does, buy them, and give the money. He'll file that at the end of the year. Well, no, I'm not talking about a 1099 for him. That the 1099, I do contract work. 1099s go to the employee. So, for instance, when I do contract work for people, I get a 1099 every year for the income that I got, and I have to report that income for taxes. You know, he ain't giving them people no damn 1099s. First of all, this is how I know he's not, because he's paying them with cash. He always says he has to go to the ATM to get cash. He's paying them under the table, which is illegal. So, and I doubt he's filing taxes for any of this crap, considering he's paying them under the table. He goes to the ATM and gets money out. So yeah, the 1099 is not for his purposes, for his business. And like I said, I seriously doubt he's filing anything properly for his business, because the way he's paying these people is under the table. First of all, they don't have any even have addresses to send 1099 forms to, and they don't have ID, because you have to fill out a form when you do contract work, so you can get that form. So, so yeah, unfortunately, he ain't giving nobody no 1099s. All right, you guys, let's see. Let's move on. So let's ask this next. Let's see what else did I want to ask you guys, and then we're gonna move on to when Marcus got arrested. Not arrested, but detained. Ah, yes, Kappa, exactly. What's going on? It's illegal. Ain't giving them people no damn 1099 forms. Talking about, let me go to the ATM to get you cash. So yeah. Pressure, you said you think Feisty's body's getting tired. She's starting to look, oh yeah. And I saw she had like a sore on her neck. She's definitely getting tired. Yup, Dominic, exactly. You have to get a 1099, and he ain't giving them people no 1099 forms. So like I said, they don't even have IDs, they don't have an address you can send it to. He's not reporting any of that income. So so yeah, so well, this is the obvious questions, and then we'll move on to about when Marcus got detained. Um was Marcus right in telling Tragedy that he needs to get a job? Let's talk about that. Because if these people are actually his employees, so the reason I'm asking this question is because if these people are actually his employees, what responsibility, if any, does Marcus has toward them? Does Marcus have toward them financially? Let's talk about that. Go get him. You said you don't believe Feisty ever had an ID, right? Hey, what's up, Peaches? What's going on? Welcome, welcome. Hey, what's up, Pure Integrity? What's going on? I think I missed you. I don't know if you were here earlier, but what's going on? Patricia, you said Marcus brought corner store drug tests and DNA tests, but Feisty has been pregnant by 3 guys in 6 months, and he hasn't brought a pregnancy test. Now, that will be good. Exactly. Yeah, that drug test that she didn't even do properly. That would when she did the drug test. Wasn't it was performed by some other random girl that he interviewed. They didn't even read it properly, and then he did the House in Virginia test. Was the other one, which is fine. That one could have been accurate because it came back negative, but at the same time, it's like, no, she needs to go get a full panel STD and STI testing. Go to a clinic, get a full panel. It's more than just House in Virginia that she could have. You know, it's like, no, you need blood work, homegirl. Danny Dazzle, what's going on? You say if Tragedy doesn't want a job, let him be homeless. He's 30 and should know better. Yeah, I think it's like beating a dead horse with that when he tells him that. It's like, look, the boy don't want a job. Like, the end of the day, look, I wouldn't be telling him nothing. Like, he's a grown man. If he want to be homeless, he's just gonna be homeless. You know. Dominique, you say he was right and wrong at once. He needs to be saying get a better job. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Because it's like, again, in one breath, it's like they're your employees, but then you tell them to get a job. And then this was my other part with that. They both need jobs. Because let's be real, Feisty working at Aunt's barbershop is not a job. And Marcus's point is like, well, you need to be able to take care of your woman when she wants this, wants that. First of all, they've been dating all of 3 to 4 months. When you're with somebody 3 to 4 months, you're dating. Okay, you've decided to say you're together. You're not married. It's not his responsibility to take care of Feisty. They both need to get freaking jobs and take care of themselves first. then yeah, if they eventually get to the point where they've been together for so long, okay, yeah, then tragedy can start, being responsible for certain things, or if they really get married, you know what I'm saying? But they both need to get themselves together and get jobs. So yeah. Hmm. Hey, thank you, Pure Integrity. It's good to be back. I missed you guys. Yeah, I just had so much going on, y'all. Oh my God. Y'all know how I get. Be like, ooh, I was just like, I was wanting to come live sooner than today, but it's a lot going on. Oh gosh. Mm-mm-mm. Helena, you said she should have stayed in Texas. Nah, I don't agree with that. I mean, she was looking better and she was housed at least, but that dude Nick is crazy as hell. And we gonna get to Nick a little later tonight. I definitely don't think, if anything, she needs to take her ass home. First of all, she still has her grandmother, which is who raised her. I'm sure if she contacted her grandmother, now her mother is another story. Her mother don't seem as, probably, probably wouldn't be as easy to go back and stay with her mother. But I'm willing to bet if she called her grandmother and said she needed to come back home where she's from in Alabama, that grandmother would take her right back in. But no, that Texas situation, that was just the same situation with housing. That Nick dude, please. He was just trying to exploit her in a different way. Just like I wasn't buying that crap. I mean, that man is still married. He's not even divorced yet. And then he brought that. Oh my God, y'all! I can't start talking about this because this is, I think, the last topic I want to cover tonight. So we'll get back to that. Oh gosh. Let's see. Slime, you say everybody on ASI needs to go to urgent care center and get themselves checked out. Jock, you said that. I just lost your comment. I was about to read it. Hmm. Where the heck's your comment go? Oh, here it is. He is right. Tragedy do need to get a job. It's the delivery that upsets him. Yeah, yeah, of course. He definitely needs to get a job. Um, yep. I see you, Shanine. You said, yeah, he was, because if that pays them, then they agreed on it isn't enough, which of course it isn't, then tragedy needs to get a job. Yeah. Yeah, of course what he's giving them isn't enough. But that's why he needs to stop saying they're his employees, because those are donations that he's giving them. Like that's the bottom line. I think that's, my point is, it's like, man, stop calling these people employees. You ain't paying them no job money. Go get them. You said right, the lady doing the test was too busy twerking in the park. Exactly. It's like she don't know what the hell she doing. Oh gosh. Oh, this stuff be just so unbelievable. Rewind react. You said plus having a pervert filming the scene could be the reason for being fickle being for the pickle being fickle. Oh, got you right. She needs to take care of herself and then her kids, says Danny Dazzle. Exactly. That's the thing. It's like somebody need to be talking about to Feisty about what she needs to be doing as well. So yeah. Pressure and peace. You say no. Marcus is saying that it's his job. So logically, everyone that is on his page constantly is an employee. Then on every video, it shows fights and tragedies fight to promote the other website. Yeah, yeah, I get that. Dominique, you say Marcus, be like, see, I want you to be a better person. So let's start with corn. Right. This whole thing with him and his spicy content is a hot mess. It's just so unbelievable. I'm like, I still just do not get the point. Snake Handler, you said Marcus needs to step out of the way and stop enabling them with insufficient funds so he and Feisty can go on their way. They need housing, not Wi-Fi, pizza, and content. Right. I agree. I agree. My question is, why didn't they take any steps they were told to do to get Airbnb housing at $250 a week? Go get them. I agree. So the way I think about that is, and hey, MGO, I see you. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining us. The way I see that is, first of all, they don't need Airbnb, or what he's trying to get them to do a pad split. They're gonna be kicked out of that pad split. They couldn't even stay in a motel. Feisty gets kicked out of motels for being too loud and fighting and do whatever she does. Then Tragedy got banned from whatever hotel they were at that time. Can you imagine them in a pad split? A pad split is a house that you share with other people, and you just have a room, and you share in the bathroom and the kitchen, in the living space. Can you imagine? They would be kicked out of there so fast. So, and then the reason they didn't take the steps, I think, because again, I think these people are mentally delayed. I don't think they know. Like, I think it's like then they phones, they got to go to the pizza place to get Wi-Fi. It's probably overwhelming to try to figure it out. Like, how to get on whatever website for the Pass Split or the Airbnb, the app. And, I mean, I could kind of see like it being like, they don't know how the hell to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, please. I don't even know why Marcus thinks that's going to be a good idea. MGO says they're more like contractors, not true. Yeah, they're definitely contractors. But I guess my part, MGO, is if they're contractors, is Marcus providing them with a 1099 form every year for tax purposes? Because otherwise, it's not legitimate employment. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Love is love. I see your comment. You don't see my face on the screen. It's just the side of my face, but that's me. Exactly. Go get him a pad split. That's what he said he would prefer them to do because it's cheaper. Can you imagine? In a house with other people, they'll be kicked out of that thing so fast. Like, man, please. Okay, so let's move on, you guys. Let's see what else. So let's talk about when Marcus was in handcuffs. Okay, so this was one of the more interesting developments. Yes, love for Earl, halfway house and get sober. Yes, that's where they need to go. Okay, so let's talk about when Marcus was in handcuffs. Marcus in the APD. Um, so the police showed up that time when that was when that random guy came and some type of confrontation happened, and so the police showed up, and eventually we see Marcus standing there in handcuffs. So we didn't see it in that video, but then he did another video where I guess Tragedy filmed it, and so we saw him in handcuffs. And so I know people had different reactions to this. So some people thought it was funny. Some people thought the police were doing too much. Some people thought Marcus talked himself into was just talking too much because he was just like, oh, we're just filming, everything is legal. He was just yap yap yap, running his mouth as Marcus always does. I'm like, dude, shut up. Like, you just letting them know that you're guilty. Like, shut your mouth. They say you have a right to remain silent for a reason. So, anyways, my takeaway was sometimes you need to know when to shut the hell up because Marcus he has a very strong personality. He always wants to explain something. He wants to argue his point. He wants people to understand why he believes he's right. But when you're dealing with the popo, sometimes the smartest thing you can do is shut up because, I mean, you're not in a courtroom here. You're standing on the street talking to the police. And once the handcuffs come out and you are in the handcuffs, you know, that's different. Just shut your mouth. Like, less is more. Let them figure out whatever. Just say, whatever you need to say. They ended up figuring it out because, of course, Fiesty was never hit. And, but all that extra stuff about, oh, we're just filming. I'm not doing anything illegal. It's like, Marcus, guilty conscious much? Like, what is going on? Oh my gosh. So, what do y'all think about this situation? Because this is the thing that's funny, not funny to me about it, but interesting to me about it. Somehow, in a lot of these videos, the police are starting to show up in one form or another. And then in this same video, Marcus, I think, said he was pulled over that same day by the cops. Um, and it's just been a lot of instances where the police have showed up in some way in a lot of his videos, or you hear Marcus expressing his fear of the police showing up. And then in another video, an unmarked police car came up behind his Jeep when they were standing out there in front of the hub recording. And Marcus was like, well, what are they doing? But they ended up pulling off. So, who knows why they pulled up. But I mean, first of all, the thing is, y'all are standing in a very public space around a lot of businesses. I'm sure a lot of those businesses end up calling the cops on them because they're standing there yelling at the top of their lungs. That's a high tourist area. It's like, Marcus, maybe you might want to like take your interviews off into the cut somewhere where it's not bringing so much attention to yourself. Like, I mean, especially considering that the cops might actually be looking for you any day now. I'm just saying. Oh my God. It's just, you really just cannot make this up. But what do y'all think about all of this? And have y'all been noticing a lot about this, a lot in these videos with the police showing up and just references to the police and Marcus's fear of all of that? What do y'all think about this? And do y'all think the police are really gonna come knocking at his door any day now? Let's talk about that as well. Patricia, you said you were wondering if little man flashes pew pew at the guy they were arguing with, and maybe oh, well, you know what? He don't even have to flash it because Marcus, um, he walks around with it on his where you can see it. Like I've seen it in videos plenty of times where it's visible. Because I think what is it, Georgia, open carry state, where you can literally walk around with your gun out in Georgia. So yeah. Hey, I just saw somebody sent me. I'm gonna recognize that. I don't want to miss anything anybody sends me. But thank you to that person that just sent the super chat. I'm trying to go up here to see where it's at so I can recognize you by name. Okay, I think it's over here. I should see it. Yes, simply Kimberly. Thank you so much for sending that. You sent 10 jewels. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's so funny how you have all of these different things. I know there's super chats and then the jewels are similar to super chats but different. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Okay, guys, let's see what you guys are saying about this. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I think did I read your comment? Shanine, let's see. Marcus thinks he's above the law. He runs traffic lights, rides with no seatbelt, parks wherever yes, he really does. I noticed that too. I'm like, why does he never have a seatbelt on? He definitely, I've noticed all of what you just mentioned. And then of course, interview really young people under 18. Exactly. Snake Handler, you say Marcus is going through a midlife crisis. He missed out on something when he was younger. He definitely making Peachtree Center a nuisance zone. Yeah, I can agree with you on that. Because, like I said, I'm some years older than Marcus. I'm like, what the hell is he going through? Like, clearly he didn't live it up in his 20s. Because let me tell you, I did so much partying in my 20s and just having fun, even into my early 30s. That now I'm just like, I don't need to do all that. I don't need to definitely be hanging around young people all the time, like the type of people he hangs around on his channel and the way he behaves. I'm like, that's not normal behavior for a man of his age. I'm like, I don't. It's just very interesting. I'm just like, grow up. Hey, Kathy, you said yes. He couldn't believe Tone called the popo. He left right, right. In the most recent video, he got out of there real fast. I was like, yeah, because Marcus, look, he knows it's any day now. He knows that definitely he's not out of the woods yet with the allegations. So yeah, he got out of there quick. But Tone knew he would. That's why Tone did that because he didn't really call the cops. He just I think Tone just pretended like he did, and that got Marcus out of there so fast. OG lady, you said it does, but this sexual so-called work in exchange for money, very different. I know a thing or two about what Marcus is doing wrong. Yeah, he's doing a lot wrong. Exactly, right? First of all, the spicy content, that's a whole nother thing. Like we keep talking about the underage allegations. He's stupid to even still be continuing to do the spicy content. I mean, because there's so many laws about that in Georgia that he's breaking that don't even have anything to do with underage. I'm just like, wow, like, okay. Go get him. You said they're showing up randomly, like whatever you're doing in Mike Epps. Like, what are you doing to Mike Epps' voice, trying to bust him in the act of doing right. Pressure and peace. You said 9/10. He was detained because he keeps his gun on him, so he would need to be detained. So nothing. Okay, got you. Safety procedure. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because I was wondering, like, why did they put him in cuffs? Yeah, that does make sense. Thank you for sharing that. Definitely makes sense. Uh-huh. Jock, you said the police showed up probably because they were disturbing the peace. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I think police have been watching him, maybe even his videos and lives. Danny Dazzle says, yeah, yeah. Pressure and peace. They say CPS came to his house earlier, so who knows? Oh, he hasn't posted anything today. Really? Child Protective Services, CPS. What? Yeah, I noticed he hasn't posted today. That's interesting. Wow. Yeah, they could have because if they're thinking about those allegations and the fact that he has kids. Interesting. Adatelli, you said you've never seen the popo pulling up on him. This up. Me neither. Exactly. It's like in every video in some way. they are pulling up or something. Yeah. Pure integrity. You said Marcus is despised by most once he's found to be ingenuous. Once a person is exposed for negativity, it's impossible to move forward in high regards or to be respected. Yeah, no, it's very true. That's the way I feel about him because I didn't really have too much of an opinion about him when I liked his channel. I mean, he was just asking the questions. I thought some of the questions were weird, but I didn't really have a strong opinion about him. But then once he started putting himself essentially in front of the camera, and then all the stuff he started doing, and the stuff started coming out about him. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, like what is really going on with this dude? Oh, gee, Lady Moon, you said the feds will watch Marcus for as long as it takes for them to get the evidence that they need to keep him, keep him locked up. As did he exactly? Yeah, no, that's the truth. Be positive. You said Marcus is getting tattoos. Noticed that he's getting those tattoos all of a sudden. What's that? What is that about? Um, let's see. I saw another comment that I wanted to read. Rewind, react. You said Marcus as an employer is Timo. Exactly. It's like you ain't no damn boss, Negro. Please. Next. It's like you not employing nobody. Yeah, that's crazy, right? About CPS showing up at his house supposedly. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. Wow. Patricia, you said that Marcus H's focus should be on his kids, not the kids on his platform. Exactly. Um, go get him. You said right. I'd love to be privy to what advice his lawyer gave him. I was surprised to hear that he still boldly promoting spy. Exactly. I don't think he got any advice from a lawyer. I think I think Marcus is a liar. He probably had like a free consultation, but I don't think he's followed back up with a lawyer since that time because there is no way he is still shooting his spicy content and has consulted with the lawyer. It's just no way. It makes no sense at all. Okay, let's see, you guys. Then we'll move on to the next topic. Pressure and peace. You said Tone really did call the police. You can see the phone on the. Oh, really? No, yeah, I'm sure he probably did. I was just like, well, I couldn't really tell if he did or not, but wow, wow. So he really called the cops on Marcus. Wow, wow, wow. Pressure and peace. You said, yeah, I watch a lot of police cover content on here, so that's what they mostly say when a person has a gun. Okay, got you. That makes sense then. Diamond, what's going on? You said Marcus said he got $200,000 worth of camera and laptops buried in his backyard. He said, "What? He's still going to be picking the Tyler Perry when he come? What? Oh no! I hope he ain't say that. Are you serious? He probably called legal show. Patricia said exactly. He ain't called no real lawyer. He did not call a real lawyer. Okay, so you guys, let's move on to my next topic. So the next topic we're going to talk about is I did a video on Fiesty in the Texas situation. And so that video was called Fiesty versus the state of Texas. So let's talk about this. Oh, Lord. So first of all, I had said I retired the whole Nick story. Actually, this was the video where I said I'm retiring the Nick story in the Texas thing. Because I'm just tired of hearing about it. Of course, since then I did have to speak on it again, but we'll get to that. So let's talk about it. So Nick in Texas. This story had more plot twists than a soap opera. And the interesting part for me has been watching how quickly Feisty's situation became its own storyline, completely separate from Marcus and Atlanta street interviews. She's become one of the biggest personalities, maybe ever on Atlanta street interviews, which is still confusing to me. So whether you like her, dislike her, believe everything she says, or question some of what she says, or think she's just a complete liar, when Feisty starts talking, for whatever reason, people listen. And obviously, we've had all of this discussion surrounding Texas and the legal situation. I'm not going to pretend I know exactly what a court is going to do, but from a content perspective, the entire thing has been great content because every time you think Feisty's story is going in one direction, something else happens. So, what or where are you guys with Feisty at this point? Do you think Feisty has become bigger than the original Atlanta Street interview storylines? Do you think she's just bigger than, I guess you could say, Marcus's platform at this point? because I'm starting to think she's developed an audience that follows her regardless of what Marcus is doing. Like, with this whole Nick situation, um, for instance. And then tell me this too: do you guys actually want me to continue to cover Feisty when something happens, like even with this Nick situation, or if that comes back up? Are you guys actually interested in even hearing about it anymore? Because I mean, the videos do very well, but to be honest, I'm typically over talking about it. But then it's like, oh my god, I kind of have to, especially when Nick goes on Troy's World and he brings up more stuff. I'm like, I guess I got to revisit this again. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. What do y'all think? Has Feisty become bigger than Atlanta Street interviews? Because I mean, for some reason, a lot of people just think she's such a breakout. Like the girl Baddie and uh, Nick's best friend said that Feisty was like Beyonce to her. I'm like, what the hell? What? What's going on here? So let me know what y'all think. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Unload 114? What's going on? You said you actually like Iliana better than before. Interesting. I mean, I don't dislike Iliana. Iliana, you know, she's, I forget what she says she deals with mentally, but again, that's why I have grace for people in that regard, because you can't look at them the same way as you look at, So I've never thought anything really negatively about Iliana. MGO, you said Josias would have been bigger, but he got his life together and faded into the background. Happy for him that he turned it. Yes, I agreed. Oh yeah, Josias would have been huge, but yeah, I'm glad that he eventually moved away and he's doing better now. And I think just on his own, he could still, if he really got serious about doing something with YouTube, he could, I think he has the page with his girlfriend right now, but he could do something on his own. That would be because he has the personality, he has talent. I remember in one video he was playing the piano, and then he uh, had let us hear a rap song he did one time. I saw a video when he went back home briefly with his dad where he's playing the drums in this church, and so yeah, Josiah's I think had real talent, and then he had a likable personality, but he was just really, really deep in his addiction when he was in Atlanta. So yeah, but Josiah's I think would have been the biggest thing ever on Atlanta Street interviews for sure. But I just think that wasn't what was best for him for sure. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Be positively. You're personally tired of Feisty. She's always drunk, loud, lying, and living in bandos. What is new about Feisty? Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I just be like, I'm like, why do people want to see this? I'm just like, but then I look at the views and I'm like, for whatever reason, people are very interested in this. Like, even with Nick and Batty, I'm like, they just think it's like, oh, we find me Feisty, and she just has so much potential. We saw the light in her. I'm like, what? What are y'all talking about? I'm just like, Jock, you said that Josias and Chris saga was bigger than Fight. Yeah, I could agree with you. At that time, it was. You're right about that. You definitely are. But I guess I'm just talking about now at this point. It's just like, I guess the biggest thing he's got going on, unfortunately, it's interesting to say the least. Let's see, guys. Oh yeah, MJ, you brought up Quita. Yeah, Quita. Yeah. Hmm. Quita definitely would have been um, bigger than Feisty, but Quita I think got tired of Marcus. I mean, she still comes around every now and again, but you can tell she doesn't really fool around with Marcus like that. Oh my God, Patricia, right? I remember when Tragedy said little girls want to dress like Feisty for Halloween. It's like, do you realize the reason they want to dress like her? It's not a positive reason. Like, being somebody for Halloween could be a positive thing and it can be a negative thing. Like, let's figure out which one it is in this case. Just saying. Let's see, guys. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Diamond, you said Tragedy told the nurse to come back in a couple of hours. My wife is at work now. She's a celebrity. I remember that. I'm sure he said it in more than one video because she's in the hospital so much. But I remember that. And I remember in one of the videos, the nurse was looking at him like, excuse me? Like, if she's in the hospital, she needs medical care. We don't care about if she's a damn celebrity, which is so crazy that in Tragedy's mind, she's a celebrity. And actually, a lot of people's mind is what I've learned. She's a celebrity. I'm like, so people think just because you see somebody on YouTube, it makes them a celebrity. I'm just like, that does not make somebody a celebrity. I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, where's the celebrity money if that's the case? Just like people are interesting when it comes to that. OG Lady Moon, you said Feisty is in a ditch of her own. She's all over the place and three more personalities, which keeps her interesting. Yeah. I mean, even when I watch it, I'm kind of like, there's a certain level of entertainment where it's like, what is going on? Snake Handle, you said if Quita could stop fighting and stay out of jail, I would like to see her. Yeah. Oddly, I like Quita when she's nice, and she's kind of being funny and yeah, but when she gets this ratchet and ghetto and gets all that fighting, and I'm like, okay, no, now this Quita I cannot deal with. Like, but Quita does oddly have a likable personality when she's not doing too much. Patricia, you said you think Feisty messed up by going to Texas. She got caught in a bunch of lies and lost more credibility. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. MGO, you said she's pretty much the last one standing. Yep, she definitely is. Because I already knew the Tone and Iliana thing wouldn't last long. That's always, they never are around for long. Polo, even, Polo will come around, but then after a while, it's almost like Polo needs a break or something because then you won't see him for a while. Feisty is kind of the only constant, uh, you know, at this point. Um, Peaches, she says she's not a great mom, could never be a good lay. Leave that alone for her children. Maybe she will get on track. Yeah. Go get them. You said she sat around doing nothing but swimming and eating and singing. These people are weird. She wasn't doing anything really. I mean, I can agree with you on that. It's like I guess Snake Handler. You said the hospital content is kind of sad and annoying. Can Feisty be recycled? I know. Let's see, guys. Uh, Pure integrity. You said you believe that Tragedy and Feisty called Marcus out on not receiving it to 99. Probably. Well, Tragedy always be calling him out on something. So go get him. Tragedy helps Feisty's delusion. He really does because he just thinks she's like he said he has to be her bodyguard. It's like her bodyguard. Like what? Like okay. Lex did a Houdini on all of us. Snake. Oh yeah, she had to. She had the ankle monitor on. She wasn't trying to mess up that. She was clearly. She knew that it wasn't smart for her to be on camera at all. Let's see, guys. Yay! Yeah, I'm glad to be here again too. Pure integrity. Missed you guys too. Go get him. You said she's in love with Marcus Feisty. Well, see, that's an interesting point you bring up because again, Marcus has had sex with all of these women. I mean, let's really think about that for a minute. Marcus has had sex with Feisty. He's had sex with Kelsey. He's had sex with Quita. Who else am I missing? But it's literally probably every woman he's interviewed. So there is some level of attachment. And then when you think about you continue to work with them, then you're doing things for them, you're giving them money, you're doing this, doing that. Just like how Feisty will call him, like how she called him the other day for food. And like Tragedy was like, well, I didn't know she needed food. Why is she calling you type deal? Or like when she was calling Marcus to get about her ID when she was with Polo and Polo got upset about that. It's because there is a certain level of attachment still there. It's like, for men can just have sex with women and then not be an attachment and move on with their life. Women, it's not as easy. And especially if you're still around that woman. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she probably does still have some type of level of attraction to Marcus. What's up, Dark Knight? I don't think I saw you in here earlier. What's going on? Go get him. You said yeah, but Feisty acts like Quita. Feisty be acting out like Quita when she found out T was pregnant. Oh wow. Diamond, you said Marcus said he's going back to Phoenix after he goes to Raymond. He said bond money on deck, and Ben Crump is already detained. Ben Crump? What are you talking about? Ben Crump is a civil rights lawyer. Oh gosh. Dark Knight, you said Feisty mom doesn't realize she's embarrassing herself going on different platforms trying to talk about her daughter. I mean, you gave birth to her, that lady, to her lady, duh. Yeah, I've heard she's been going on like other platforms. That's kind of interesting to me as well. It's kind of like, what is that really about? Yeah, that's very interesting. Okay, y'all. So exactly, be positive. He cannot afford Ben Crump, and it's not even the right type of lawyer. Like Ben Crump would be like, I can't help you, brother. Like, sorry. Okay, so to let's move on to Nick and Feisty. Let's talk about that. So that was another, of course, topic like I told you guys I covered, and I was just like, oh, I really don't want to talk about this anymore. But I guess the people want to talk about it. So let's talk about Nick, because apparently I thought the story was over, and then Nick was like, "Not so fast, Alan," because he went on Troy's World. Then Feisty comes out talking about Nick kissing her on the cheek and the alleged butt grab, and then filming her sleeping and everything else. And so immediately I'm like, now wait a minute. What exactly was really going on in that house? Because, okay, let's remember Nick is 56 and Feisty is 32. Okay, 56, 32. She's young enough to be his daughter, which he has, as we know, plenty of kids. And then we have the whole OnlyFans conversation and another woman potentially being invited into the situation to move in. So again, this was never brought up for whatever reason. This never came up with this interview with Nick. This because that was another one of Feisty's allegations. So he pretty much covered all of them except that one. So that's when I started questioning whether Nick's intentions with Feisty were just completely innocent. So I don't know what was going through Nick's head. I don't. But when you put all these different pieces together, I do understand why people started looking at that relationship different. Because apparently they got a lot closer than what Nick was trying to say that they did. So let me ask y'all about it. Do y'all think Nick genuinely developed feelings for Feisty, or do you think this was always about something else? And do y'all believe that Nick crossed the line? Do you believe about that? You know, he said so. She said he kissed her on the cheek. He later went on to admit. First, he said no, nothing ever happened. But then he later went on and said, "Well, no, I did kiss her on the forehead once, and then before I would leave for work, I would give her side hugs." But then he denied the butt grab, and then he did confirm that he filmed her sleeping. But he gave some explanation about that. So what do y'all think about all of this? Do you think he had feelings for her? Do you think he crossed the line? What do you think about what Nick's intentions were? Again, 56-year-old man inviting a 32-year-old homeless woman from Atlanta to his house, from Atlanta Street Interviews to his house. He knows what she's like from watching Atlanta Street Interviews. What were really his intentions? Okay, let's see. MGO, you said not sending any money to your minor children in over 8 months is crazy work. He could have put himself in child support rather than waiting for a judge. Exactly. And so he brought up MGO that, of course, he hadn't spoken to his wife since December and that there was no child support plan set up yet. And I'm like, well, dude, whose responsibility is that? Your wife probably pissed off at you. Like, she's probably like, I mean, that's your job as a man to make sure your kids are taken care of. He's like, it's kind of like, well, we haven't spoken since December. And as of now, we don't have a child support plan set up. It's like, what man that wants to take care of his kids is just going to be waiting to take care of his kids? So, yeah. Diamond, you said bad Barbie had caught the Holy Ghost on Troy's live in real time. You mean baddie? Because Because it's Batty, and then there's another lady named Barb, I think. So you talking about Batty? That look, we gonna get on that because that was a hot mess. I was like, what is going on with this lady? Yes, he wanted her, says Helena. Yeah, I mean, clearly. It's like, man, come on now. And I think, to be honest with you, everybody could respect him more if he just admitted that. It's like, come on, dude. You just invited her out from out of the kindness of your heart, and you was trying to help her. Like, come on now. There was nothing holy about what she caught. That was something dark manifested. Says, go get him. I agree. That was a lot going on. Jock said he crossed the line by inviting a homeless woman to stay in his home. Exactly. It's just still like you invited a homeless person to come stay with you. And then not only this, a homeless person from Atlanta Street Interviews, which you've watched enough to know that it probably would not be a good idea. Like, it's like, hello. Let's see, Snake Handler, Spicy, content abroad like a TV series. Feisty has traveled before to unknown territory. Nick just picked the wrong chick to be private. Yeah, exactly. It's like he picked the wrong one. It's like, he picked the wrong one. Exactly. Because Feisty has definitely traveled to go stay with random men before. And it's like, Nick, who you think you fooling here? Like, you're not taking care of your own kids, but then you sending for some random homeless woman to take care of? It's like, okay. B Positively says Nick needs to stay quiet. The more he talks, the story changes. Exactly. That's what I said. And then not only that, it's like then he confirms everything that I say, that I speculate. It's like he tries to come on to clear his name about stuff, but then he says exactly what I said I believed. And I'm like, okay, so you did do all of the things I said I believed Feisty said you did. It's just like, okay. Okay, Patricia, you said Nick thought they were in a relationship. There ain't no way I'd invite a random homeless person from ASI to stay in my house and then leave them there while I go to work. Then he buy the bus ticket too. Yup, he did buy the bus ticket. Yeah, exactly. He thought they were in a, it was definitely some strange infatuation. Even if they didn't actually didn't have sex, there was some attraction there, and he thought he was going to become, it was going to become something. That's definitely clear. Kappa, what's going on? You said then Batty came in, Alley comments with the extra long paragraphs. Exactly. That chick came she was under a couple of my videos. I'm like, first of all, okay, look, let me tell y'all. I did not read nothing she wrote. I might have read the first sentence. I'm like, chick, ain't nobody about to read this book you putting under my comments. I'm like, you crazy as hell. Like, I was being nice to her in the video I did about it. I really, really was. But I'm like, you are crazy as hell. Like, I'm not about to read this book that you're putting under my comments. Like, why are you this emotional over this? Like, first of all, whatever video they're talking about, I think I saw it. First of all, I didn't see any videos that were that great on Feisty's page. So I think the one video she's talking about, I'm like, it was corny. Let's be real, and it wasn't great. So chalk it up to a loss and move the hell on. like what are you this emotional for over this crap? Like, and then y'all knew Feisty in her case all of a couple of weeks that she was in San Antonio, and I'm just confused at the investment. Like, move on. It's just so strange. Southern Charisma, where you been? I've been right here. No, you just got here. I've been around. I was telling everybody, I was like, there's a lot going on. I was like, I was wanting to come live, but I was like, ugh, it was just a lot going on. So, but I am back. I'm back. And I'm definitely going to make sure I do my Tuesday nights for sure, because I know we have a lot that we have to cover all the time. So I don't want to leave y'all hanging like that again for sure. So, but I'm back. I'm back. Go get him. You said he kept contradicting himself. You talked extensively and felt you knew her well and thought she was great, but watched ASI faithfully and didn't see the lie. Exactly. It's like, which Feisty were you watching? MGO, you said you think she might be lying, exaggerating. about the butt grab, but the situation in general is suspect. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. She might have added a little extra sauce to it. But in general, the situation is what it was. He had some type of infatuation and something going on. Snake handle. It's the footage of her carrying the Victoria's Secret bag. Exactly. And then even the way he was filming her. I mean, first of all, look at the outfit she had on. I mean, she looked like a. I mean, hello. She looked like a. She didn't exactly look like a. Nick is in this church world. She didn't look like a first lady. She looked like a prostitute. It's like he just filming her. I'm like, okay. This is like, wow. Her TikTok, Southern Charisma, I haven't seen it. No, I haven't. Oh, you mean Baddie? Oh, I've seen hers. I was just like, what in the heck? I'm like, Nick definitely has a certain type I see. Yeah, I definitely saw that. I was just like, okay, I see. Oh, thank you so much. Let's see. Angel Law just sent me uh 2 jewels. Thank you so much for that gift. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, let's see, guys. Let's see. We still got more to talk about. Well, let me see. I want to see if anybody else had anything interesting to say. OG Lady Moon, Batty called Feisty every cuss word she could think of without pausing or exhaling. Man, I thought that lady was about to have a heart attack. I'm like, what? I'm like, lady, you better go get some water and breathe. I'm like, because you're doing a lot right now. I'm like, this lady, I'm just like, this is too much. I'm just like, I cannot deal. So yeah, that was a lot going on, right? Yeah, that was just a lot. Oh, thanks, Kappa. I got 2 jewels from you as well. Thank you so much. And Danny Dazzle, thank you for those 10 jewels. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. You guys are really nice for doing that, and that helps me grow my channel. I appreciate all of the gifts in any form that you guys choose to give it, or any support that you guys choose to give. I always definitely appreciate it. Yes, Kappa. She was crying. I was like, what is going on? I'm like, again, it's like, did you even know this late? Like, you don't know Feisty. Like, first of all, she never met Feisty in person. This was the other part. So then, um, apparently, so this is supposedly uh Nick's best friend. So get this though, this is what I found out. He, of course, we know he's in San Antonio, Texas. Batty is in Georgia. I don't know exactly where in Georgia, probably somewhere around Atlanta. They've never met. So I'm like, what the hell? Who has a best friend they've never met? I'm like, these people, I'm done. I cannot. Just like, it's just too much. Mm-mm-mm. What's up, Golden Gemini? It's good to see you. I'm glad that you could join us tonight. What'd you say, Golden? You said Nick gonna have a real problem if he ever tries to end that friendship. Hello. And then she went on to say that they would date and all of that. I'm like, what? And then if once you go to her TikTok, it's like, what does this chick have on? She's wearing all of this like I don't know what the hell, lingerie, and doing all these crazy dances, and her eyes looking crazy, and I'm just like, what is going on? I'm just like, I cannot. Golden, we talk about a little bit of everything. We're on Nick and Feisty now, and then the baddie chick that called into Troy's world, and all of that craziness. Oh yeah, but she was crying, and we did so much for you. Da 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 da. And F Feisty. I'm like, hold up, what is going on here? I'm just like, just calm down. It's not that serious. Like, it really is not. Like, you made one little short for her, like, which she said she worked on it a long time. That should have took her all of 10 minutes to do. That's the only thing you produce for her. Chalk it up as a loss and move on with your life. Oh gosh, I cannot. Can't. So yeah, y'all. It was something else. And yes, I see y'all talking about Dolly Parton. Rest in peace to Dolly Parton for sure. I was very sad to hear about that today, right? It's like, man, mm-mm-mm. Yeah, but yeah, yeah, that baddie, that was definitely uncalled for. Did she leaving that book under the cum? Like, girl, ain't nobody reading all this. I'm sorry. Like, now the one good thing I did say was, I was like, we all do need the baddie in our life because she was defending Nick no matter what. Like, we do need, everybody does need that one friend that's going to defend you no matter what. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Like, they're going to be there for you and defend you. Like, but girl, nah, you doing a lot. That's a lot going on. Oh gosh. Okay, so that was really what I was going to talk about next. Anyways, slime. You said it's California expensive? Yes, it's expensive. It's definitely expensive. I mean, where is not expensive these days though, but California is definitely expensive than most places. But it depends on what part of California you're in, of course. But I mean, I'm in LA, so of course I'm in LA/Hollywood, so of course it's pretty expensive for sure. Most definitely. Go get him. You said on Troy's live, Nick said out of 24 hours in a day, he's on the phone with her 20. Right, 23. I'm like, first of all, what adult is on the phone with something? Like, I used to do crap like that back in middle school and high school. Like, I ain't got no time to be on the phone with nobody for no 23 hours or 24 hours of the day. I'm like, these people, I'm like, I can't. Kappa, yeah, I saw that about Summer. I saw Troy talked about that tonight about going, she's in jail for cracking a laptop over somebody said. That's crazy. Um, yeah. Okay, y'all. So let us talk more about this baddie because actually that's what I was going to talk about next. Let me just looking at some more of your comments before we move on. I was going to say something to one comment I saw. Love for Earl. You said, why do you think Feisty and Frida don't get along? I think that there's some history with that, like for sure. I think Frida. Well, we know Feisty was raised by her grandmother, so I think there's some resentment there from Feisty for sure. Because whenever a parent doesn't raise a child, I think there's always some resentment. And Frida has talked about you know, her wrongs when she was supposed to be raised in Feisty and her not being there in certain ways. So I think that that's part of it. Pure integrity. You said Marcus kills you when he's trying to quote Bible scriptures. Yeah, man. I'm like, Marcus, cut the crap, because we already see you. Oh, LJ OG Lady, when you're in San Diego, San Diego is even more expensive than LA, so you already know. Yeah, I love San Diego though; it's beautiful. Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Kentucky isn't expensive, but I'm tired of being in the South. Yeah, yeah. Nobody wants to live in those states, though. I mean, Georgia is great. Atlanta and Atlanta has gotten a lot more expensive, but still compare, for the size of the city and everything it has to offer, it's still more of an affordable, larger city. So yeah, MGO, you said you left California because of the cost. I still miss exactly. Yeah, the weather is what keeps me here mainly, MGO, but it's expensive, But I definitely the weather is what has definitely mainly kept me here. So you really can't beat it. So yes, yes, yes. So let's see. So let's talk about Batty a little more, because we already kind of went there. So Nick came with his receipts. Um, and the receipts definitely made the situation worse. So I don't know why he thought that was going to prove his point because I'm looking at the receipts like, Nick, this is not helping you. But of course, what made the story even funnier to me, um, because it became less about what Batty allegedly did and more about what Nick's own evidence seemed to reveal about the relationship. So yeah, so that Batty chick, I feel like just completely made everything worse for Nick. And then especially when she went into like, oh, they would date and everything like that. So this will be it on this topic. But ultimately, do you guys think Nick's receipts help Nick or hurt Nick? And I mean, of course, Batty is considered one of the receipts. So do y'all think that his receipts ultimately helped him or hurt him? Dominique, you said how much more expensive than New York? So I used to live in New York as well. I lived in New York for 10 years. I've been in LA for 12 years. Actually, New York is expensive, more expensive than LA. New York is, New York is freaking ridiculous. And then, but the problem with New York is then what you get for your money. Like you get such a small, cramped up space, and yeah, New York is even more expensive than LA. The thing about LA is very, very spread out. So you can find stills in LA. Like if you really, really look, even though it's overall expensive here, you can find places that are workable and you'll still have a decent amount of space here. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference in here versus New York. New York is way overpriced, and then it's hard to find a spot because space is limited, right? But then here in LA, everything is very spread out. So there's a lot more available places here. So if you look, you can find something reasonable. And then if you're willing to go further out, you definitely can find like things that are more reasonable. Like if you're willing to live in like Long Beach, which is like a suburb of LA, even Compton is, of course, people think of Compton as being bad, but it's now it's not as bad as it used to be back like back in the '90s. You talk about like Inglewood. Um, it's a lot of different areas that are a little further out of the city of LA that you can find like rents that'll be doable. Okay, let's see, you guys. Um, Kappa, you said you think Batty is a Feisty 2.0 just alike. Yeah. No, they're definitely similar. Cause yeah, yeah. That's why I said Nick has a type. Wait, I missed whatever Southern Charisma says. Slime. What are you talking about? Yes, I did live in the South briefly. I lived in Atlanta for some years. For 7 years, actually, I lived there at one point. So I don't think I'm doing. Well, I didn't see what Southern Charisma said, but no, of course, I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I've lived a lot of different places. Pure integrity. You said born and raised in Cali, just can't seem to get away from the grace. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the weather out here definitely is just you can't beat it, and then it's just beautiful out here. MGO, you said you think the receipts hurt him. Yeah, they definitely hurt him. I'm just like, man, Nick, just you should have just let it go, just moved on, because we were starting to forget about it. Was the thing, and then all of a sudden Troy was like, he's coming on with receipts, I'm like to clear his name. I'm like, what? Like I moved on from Nick. I'm like, what is he? Like, let it go, Nick. We've moved on. So hopefully at this point he's really moved on, because again, like with anything, there's gonna be it's another topic. Well, already other topics are taking over. We're really not thinking about it anymore, but then if he tries to come back again, he's gonna bring it back up, and then people are gonna start talking about it again, and then Batty gonna get in the comments writing a whole book, and it's like, look, y'all gotta understand how YouTube works. If you just shut up, you don't say nothing, people gonna forget eventually, like because there's so much other stuff that's gonna happen. And then at this point, I just think the Knicks situation is just stupid. It's just like, look, dude, you did something stupid as hell. Like, just chalk it up to that. You said you prayed to God to ask Him to never let you get into it. You'll never get into a situation like this again. Chalk it up to that and move on. But that was to me didn't make sense when he said that either. Because I'm like, I done pulled up the $235,000 in back child support, the amount of wives you had, the amount of kids you had. So you made a lot of decisions seemingly that you need to ask if God gets you out of it that you won't do it again. So it's like, did you really learn your lesson this time? Because it seemed like you make a lot of questionable choices. So yeah, yeah, Baddie's a nut. Southern Charisma. I was just like, what in the world? What is going on here? Exactly. Nick should have just shut up. Go get him. Yep. Kappa, you said upstate New York is very spread out. Syracuse, Utica. Yeah, I've been to Syracuse. I've been to Rochester. Yeah, yeah. It's like New York City, and then everything else is pretty much upstate, and it's pretty much spread out. But then it's boring up there. That's the problem. Like you wouldn't even think New York City is in the same state as those other places. In other words, because it's so vastly different. Dominique, okay, when you move to LA, you got to be Hollywood. Okay, yeah. See, I live in Hollywood. Hollywood, yeah, it's expensive. I mean, if you do like if you get roommates, you could do it that way, or if you find something like that where somebody's renting a room, or otherwise, yeah, it's definitely you definitely have to pay. Um, But like I said, you'd be surprised. Like if you just kind of start looking and getting a gauge for what is what, you'd be surprised at what you might be able to find. Um, slime. Yeah, you so silly. Ah, what are y'all talking about? I don't have no clue. Slime said they're black, their roots are from the south, so I doubt they look down on us. I look, I don't look down on anybody, clearly. Like, I mean, for what? Like, not my brothers and sisters, that's for sure. Um, be positively Batty is a ride or die. Yeah, she is. She's a ride or die friend, but it's like then like it's the aspect, like I said, I don't think they even have ever actually met in person. So I'm like, how is this your best friend? I'm like, and then the fact that this man is still married. And then Troy even asked, he's like, so have you met his wife? And she's like, no. And I'm just like, what is really going on here? Pure integrity, you said you lived in Inglewood. Yep. Los Angeles, Long Beach, Hawthorne. Okay, yep, exactly. All of those places, exactly. You can, you'd be surprised. You can still find stuff. But, yep. Snake Handler, those receipts backfired, and Batty might have had relations with Saint Nick. Yeah, man. Like, but like I say, supposedly I don't think they've actually met yet. But I went to her TikTok. I'm like, so what is? I'm like, hello, what is Nick's interest here? Because when you see her TikTok, it tells it all. I'm like, well, really now? And I'm like, and then even she said that they would date. I'm like, man, please. I'm like, this Nick is a hot mess. OG Lady Moon, you said Batty gave clarity to just how crazy Nick is with who he chooses to keep company with. Exactly. It's like, what type of women are you surrounded? I mean, but it's such a contrast from, he's this man in the church where his wife he's going through a divorce with is a pastor. And I think he at one time did some type of ministry, I don't think he does anymore. But it's just like, and so what are these women that you're choosing to? It's such an interesting thing. Oh, Slime, you said the Southern Christmas said that me and Trey look down on us Southern folk. No, we don't. Southern Christmas, what you talking about? Anybody looking down on us Southern people? I love the South. I would actually, at some point, I wouldn't rule out moving back to the South. I mean, it would depend on where, but I actually really enjoyed my time in Atlanta when I lived in Atlanta. I loved Atlanta. So yeah. Um, let's see what you guys are saying. Yes. Oh, okay. Southern Christmas said she was joking. I should have known Slime was taking that and running with it. Kyle, College Scout, what's going on? I don't know if I've seen you tonight. What's going on? I recognize you though. You said New York is rat infested. It smells like bum piss. Crime is high. It's crowded. I would rather live in a city like Syracuse than New York. Yeah, New York. Yeah. I mean, I love New York. Don't get me wrong, but it is rat infested. It does smell like piss in most places you go. Um, I mean, but New York is in the midst of all of that. I mean, New York is a world class city, and I mean, it's fun, But it's different now, though. I think I'm all. Whenever I think of New York, I think of it more of the time when I lived there, where it really was fun in a great city. A lot has changed now, and it's even still when I go, I love it, but I don't really think I could live there anymore. Oh wow, AJ, OG Lady Moon, you paid $33,550 for a two-bedroom. Yeah, I'm surprised you. That's it for San Diego. I am surprised that is it. I mean, that's it's still a lot, but I'm thinking that's more of a one-bedroom price. Go get Oh, you're talking to OJ Lady Moon. Nick been on the phone with 23-hour Mr. Nasty Time marathons with Batty. What's up, Los Angeles Street Vlog? What's going on? Yeah, man. Rent is high as hell in LA. You already know. Southern Christmas, Batty gonna get flued out. Exactly. We already know she about to get flued out. Look, Fiesty gone. So I'm wondering Was that the OF creator that he was saying that Feisty was saying he was trying to move in? I'm wondering now. Like, Batty didn't say she's an OF creator, but if you go to her TikTok, she damn sure look like an OF creator. So I'm like, MGO, you said you think Batty has met him in person because he only left Georgia 10 months ago or so. I think he flew to San Antonio after his marriage floundered. Batty isn't okay. So that would make sense if he met her before he fled to San Antonio to to get away from his responsibilities. Ah, college scout, you said Batty's a private dancer like Faith. Now, Batty definitely looked like she's a private dancer. That I definitely could see because when you look at her TikTok, I'm like, oh, I was like, okay. Alarming says some charisma. Alarming to say the least. Man, oh man. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Slime, you're lucky to live in the South. The only pro y'all Western and Northern states people have, y'all get paid good. Yeah, the pay is more because we have to pay more to live. Yeah. College got to say New York City is the mecca, but you can do it. Yeah, I mean it is, but I can see why you can do it. A lot of people can. Like even me at this point in my life, I can't say that I couldn't do it again. I really actually could if I had a reason to go back, but it really probably wouldn't be my choice at this point and stage of my life. Batty come out of the bushes. We talking about. I'm surprised she haven't. Look, you are well. You know they only let you put so many words in the chat, so she probably gonna be under the comments under this live after we finish. Because you know she like to write whole books with chapters and like, girl, ain't nobody reading all that. Mm-mm-mm. Right, MGO, that is great for San Diego. When she said that price for two, I'm like, what? I'm thinking that's like a even some studios would be that price in San Diego. So the charisma, you a mess. Batty shaking them cheeks. Nick already got 22 kids. Okay, OG Lady Moon, you say you live in a gated community and there's $10,000 a month condos. Okay, see, that's more what I'm thinking. San Diego is just so ridiculously expensive. Man, what's going on? Man, B9G, what's her TikTok? I can't remember. I went to it that night on Troy's World though, because she said it on there. And so I just went on. But of course, I didn't have any interest in going back because there's too much going on. But I'm sure somebody in here knows if y'all want to put it in here. I don't care, but I had no interest in going back. Go get him, right? He definitely fled from Georgia to go to Texas. Well, even Feisty ends up saying that in that video where she supposedly had a miscarriage. She said his daughter paid for him to go to Texas. So seemingly he did flee Georgia for some reason. Snake handler, I'm gonna get a dissertation, and exactly, it's like ain't nobody reading all that. I'm like, girl, you wasting. I'm like, first of all, anyways, I was just like, that is way too much. Just like, yeah. Los Angeles, what are you saying? I should get footage outside Lil Durk Trail. I've been trying to catch them coming out. Who are you talking about? I'm not sure who you're talking about there. Oh, college. You said was Batty the one writing? No, 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 no. She wasn't the one writing the children's book. No, that was somebody else. That lady called in Detroit's World, and she said that basically they stopped communicating with her. So, and she said she started getting a funny feeling about it anyway. So, yeah, no, that was somebody different. Right, Southern Charisma. I was traumatized too. That's what I say. I don't have no reason to go back there. I was like, oh, like what is going on? Like something just did not look right. I was just like, oh my god, what is going on here? I was just like, oh, mm-mm-mm. Like where did they find these people? Trial. Oh, you meant trial. I've been trying to get footage outside little. Oh, I see. You talking about Little Dirk's trial? Huh? Yeah, I haven't thought about it. I. Yeah, that's something for me to consider though. But I think I said, I mean, you might not have been here. I was like, I've had so much on my plate the last 2 weeks. I'm like, I barely was able to. Well, this is my first live in 2 weeks. So I had still been putting out videos, um, but yeah. Okay, y'all. So let us also talk about Polo's house party. Well, he didn't have a house party, but Marcus made that suggestion. So Polo got his house, so that is very, very good. We're happy for Polo. Um, in his house. Let me see. I just saw something come in here. Let me make sure I recognize everybody that sends something here. I really appreciate when you guys send things. So I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. College Scout 114. Thank you so much for the 2 jewels. Jock, thank you so much for the 30 jewels. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Okay, so let me go and let's talk about let's talk about Polo because he has his house now. So we can't leave Polo out. Um, oh, really? So Dirk's trial is bigger than Tupac. I gotta look into that, Los Angeles. I really haven't been keeping up. I'll look into that though. Mm, okay. Um, okay. So yeah, we can't leave Polo out. So Marcus brought up the suggestion that Polo needs to throw a house party. So this is one of those situations I'm thinking, no, Polo does not need a house party. So, it's a difference between you should have some people over and turning somebody's house into a whole event. So, anyways, Polo has his own personality, his own way of doing things. And sometimes I think everybody forgets that Polo might just want to sit in his house and enjoy his peace, right? So the housewarming, fine, I get that. You can do a virtual housewarming, whatever. Maybe invite a few people over for that. But we do not need to be having no house parties at Polo's house. But even Polo said he wasn't trying to do all that. So I was happy that Polo kind of shut that idea down. So yeah, what do y'all think about that? Do you think Polo will want a lot of people in his house like that, or he's gonna be trying to throw house parties? And I just thought that it was ridiculous that Marcus even suggested that to Polo. It's like, come on now, Marcus. The boy just got in the house. Like, just let him do whatever. First of all, he wants to do in his house, but you don't need to be suggesting he has any parties. Like, come on now. But what do y'all think about that? Okay, go again. You said Polo's impersonations have been hilarious. I've heard about that. I haven't been able to catch any of them. I've watched some of his lives, but he's on live so long. I'm like, does this man ever sleep? Snake Handle. He's been partying solo. So exactly. When I see him on live, he's always alone, which I think is great. I think that is good. It's like, yeah, don't let nobody come up in your house like that. Don't be letting a bunch of people in your house. Thank you, iVillage. I appreciate that. Let's see. Go get him. You said there's another thing that was telling concerning Nick, even contemplating pushing a children's book based on a mother who's abandoned her kid. Right. This is like a children's book to market to who? I'm like, what? I'm just like, what in the world? I'm just like, okay. Southern Charisma, you said Marcus trying to make Polo have um oh yeah, that type of party with the homeless community as yeah, Marcus, you have to really wonder about him sometimes. MGO, you said he lost a previous apartment because of nonsense. He needs to avoid house parties like the plague to ensure he doesn't get evicted. Exactly. That was my thoughts exactly. I'm like, Marcus, don't suggest something like that. But even Polo seemed to have enough sense to know, like, no, I'm not trying to have people over here like that. Because Polo realizes, like, he waited this long to get back into housing. It's like, no, he's not trying to mess that up. So, but I think we're kind of seeing a different side to Polo already now that he's housed again. It's like kind of you can kind of see where he's kind of more of almost like a loner a little bit. Like, it's kind of like interesting how you see people how they really are when they're at home. So it's like Polo is very social when he's out, but it seems like he's more of a homebody and more like probably doesn't even like to have company like that. So yeah, he's loving the house. It's a cute little house. It got a little deck out in back. It's just a little one bedroom, but it looks very cute. You know, yeah, it's a perfect little house for one person. Oh, okay, Los Angeles Street Blog got it. Okay, so that's the courthouse. I'm gonna look more into that for sure. I'm definitely gonna look more into that. See what's going on with that trial. Slime talk. You said he let a random guy in his house today and warned him to put Jimmy Dean sausage, egg, and cheese croissant. What? Okay, well, I don't know. He was asleep on the live this morning, Southern Charisma. Well, he's on there. Like I know, like his first live was literally like a 24-hour live. I'm like, yeah, he definitely goes in on those lives. Pure integrity. You said Polo hasn't at all knows what it is to be responsible. This guy needs rehabilitation first. Yeah. Hopefully he gets some type of I don't know, maybe rehab or something now that he's in the house, so he can just really learn to maintain it and do what he needs to do to be responsible. What's up, iVillage? Welcome. You said when he does the Marcus Jamaican accent, that's hilarious. I gotta watch it. First of all, Marcus does not. I can't stand when Marcus does that fake Jamaican accent. I'm like, Marcus, come on now. Like I know Jamaican people. I have Jamaican friends. I'm like, that is it's definitely a fake Jamaican accent. First of all, Marcus was born here. He's born in New York. Then he moved down to Atlanta when he was a toddler. So he does not have a Jamaican accent. And then I think only his father is actually from Jamaica. His mother's not even from there. So I'm like, Marcus, cut the crap. Slime talk, you're a loner too. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's not nothing wrong with that. Go get him. You said you think Marcus has been salivating ever since Polo got his place and is going to try any and everything to slick finesse that into some version of his content house pipe dream. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. I definitely wouldn't put it past him to try to use it in some type of way and strike up some type of deal with Polo. College Scout, you said they say Polo new house is Gucci Mane. Oh, trap house. Lord Jesus. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Ain't no telling. Yeah, Spear Integrity, I agree. He needs to be taught to how to keep his home. Yeah, that's the thing. Like now that he's in the house, he definitely needs to be taking some other steps to ensure that he stays housed for sure. Back to back live, Snake Handler says. Yeah, he's on that live all the time. I'm like, dang, Polo. I'm like, okay. I'm like, wow. So Slime, you said the guy he let in his house was looking around the house like he wanted to come back and still wow. Yeah, you can't be letting nobody up in your house now. What the heck? And he leaves his door open 24/7, even when he sleeps. Southern Charisma. Oh, that's crazy. Cause he's in the hood now. I'm familiar with where he's at in Atlanta. He's definitely in the hood. He can't be doing that now. Polo setting himself up to be robbed. That's crazy. Wow. Um, College Scout says Marcus is telling Polo to keep his watch hours up, not knowing he can set a fire by having your phone plugged up all night. Right. I mean, you can get your watch hours with not being on live 24 hours a day. And I mean, there's other things he could do. He could be making videos. He could be making actual content. Being on live is great, but there's other ways. You need content. You need to be doing videos. People need to know what they're coming to watch you for. You know. Thank you, Go Gemini. Yes, everybody hit that like button. Hit that like button. Please hit that like button. And thank you all so much for supporting, for joining the chat, joining the conversation. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Pure integrity, you hate when Marcus tries to duplicate the Jamaican accent. Yeah, it's so fake. It's like, dude, you're not, I get it that his dad's Jamaican. He's not from Jamaica, though. It's like you were born here. Just keep it real. Antigua. Thank you, MGO. Right. I didn't think it was Jamaica, but yeah, it's like, come on, dude. Like, cut it with the fake accents. Be positively. Yeah, why was Tone calling tragedy? Well, so he put that at the beginning of that one video, but then nothing came of it. So I was like, why did you even title the video that? It was literally just a moment where tragedy said Tone called him and he didn't know why. I'm like, so why did he title the whole? Well, we know why he titled the whole video that, but yeah, why was he? I think he's probably calling them because all of these people kind of talk about Marcus behind his back that he interviews, and they probably want to know certain things. Well, how much did Marcus pay you for this video? How much, you know, they all talk about Marcus behind his back. So I'm thinking it's probably something like that. Marcus is gonna make Polo's pad the champagne room golden. Gemini. Oh gosh. Wow. Yes. Yeah, college scout. Hopefully he keeps the place all intact. For real. Yeah, he shouldn't be letting no strangers in for sure. That's crazy. But that's that mentality of being on the street. It's like, nah, you're in a house now. You can't be just letting people up in your space. Pure integrity. Marcus says that Polo lives right down the street from where he resides. So does this also mean um, that Marcus is in the hood? Just asking. No. So pure integrity. It's interesting you brought that up. I know where Marcus lives. I like literally know exactly where he lives. And no, Marcus is not in the hood. But you know how cities work. Literally, it could be one neighborhood that's the hood, and then you go a few blocks up and you're not in the hood no more. So that's the case in this case. Um, yeah, I oddly know exactly the apartment complex Marcus lives in. It's by Ponce City Market in Atlanta, off Ponce de Leon. And the only reason I can say it is because he's stupid. He's so stupid that like one day on his live, he showed where he lived, but and then he tried to say something afterwards, like, "Oh, and by the way, that's not where I live." Something he said, anyways. But I'm not, of course, not going to say exactly, but that's the area. But no, where Marcus lives is not the hood at all. He lives somewhere that's a very expensive area of Atlanta. But then right up where Polo lives, yeah, it's the hood, and it's probably like about like a 15-minute drive or so. But like I say, you know how it works in cities where you could literally be in a certain neighborhood and then you could just go some blocks up and it's the hood. So yeah. Yeah, clickbaiting, exactly, college scout. Because I'm like, why would you make the title that Tone caused tragedy and then literally the video is not about that? Like it was just this one little small snippet at the beginning. The tragedy says, "Why is Tone calling me?" And then the video was about something completely different. Hmm. What was that? Okay. Oh, okay. Let me go back here then. Okay, let's see, guys. I believe that Polo has a ring doorbell. He keeps that door open, like the country in the '90s, Southern Christmas. Yeah, I remember he said he was going to get a ring doorbell. Look, ring doorbell or not, you need to close and lock that door. Period. Patricia, you said it seems like Tone switched up on Marcus right after he called tragedy, right? Yeah, that's what I said. They be calling each other probably to talk about different stuff with Marcus. That's all that is. Um, Polo took his house key back from Marcus Snake Handler. Really? Huh. Yeah, Parent Taker is different neighborhoods. So yeah. Yeah, like Marcus is basically like in Midtown and then Polo is in I forget the name of that neighborhood Polo is in, but it's not far from the what do you call it? Where the three colleges are Clark Atlanta, Spelman, and Morehouse. What do they call it? The AU Center? Is that what they call it? Um and yeah, those colleges are all in the hood. You know, Most black colleges and universities in most cities are in the hood. So yeah, that's around where Polo lives. Has Chaos popped back up? No, I haven't seen anything from him because I actually checked out his page the other day to see, and like the last video he posted was like it's a while ago. I want to say like 8 days ago, so I don't know what is going on with him. Yes, Slime Talk. I think you the bluff. That's what I was gonna say at first, but I couldn't. I didn't know for sure, but I feel like it's the bluff because he's not far from over there where Strawberry and all of them were at on that video. So okay, you said it's all for script and content. College got taking back the key, so he didn't really take it back. Okay. Yeah, he's used to sleeping on the street, exactly. But he's like, no, he can't be leaving that door unlocked. Exactly, pure integrity. Yeah. Southern Christmas, you said Midtown's kind of hood to you. Yeah, I guess, right? I mean, not really though. I mean, look, the prices ain't hood. So, I guess that's more what I mean. I mean, they got all those new construction condos, high rises, and I mean, it is a lot of crime, property crime, like people breaking in cars and stuff. Because I think because it's a higher end area, but yeah, that's more what I mean. Is because that cost of living in Midtown town is not hood. So yeah, but yeah, I know what you mean though. Um, oh, MGO, I'm glad you asked that question. You've been curious about the name of my channel. It's supposed to infer that you are providing more commentary based off very. Yes, that's exactly actually what it means. I know people are like, what does it mean? Yes, it's more based off like whatever the topic is, like in my perspective on the topic. And so, yes, that's the meaning behind my channel's name. And, the fact that it's a commentary channel. So it's just expounding on different various topics. Right now, of course, it's Atlanta Street Interviews. Eventually, at some point, I get it. Like we're not gonna be able to talk about this forever. So eventually, it'll be other various topics and things like that. But for right now, this seems to be what people want to talk about. So I'm all for it. And I actually enjoy talking about it. I don't mind talking about it. So yeah. So but that is the meaning of more based off. So yes, you guys. Let's see, you guys. Um, I was gonna bring up something else. So let's talk about this, guys. So um, now that we've gotten through, I think pretty much all of the videos I've done since we haven't been able to chat. Um, I want to zoom out for a second because this is something I've been thinking about while making these videos. Atlanta Street Interviews started as one thing, but look at what we're following now, right? So you got Marcus, Fiesty, Tragedy, Polo, Tone, Iliana, even Nick and Batty have entered the Atlanta Street Interviews world. We got possible legal issues, you know, money, talking about people needing to get jobs, housing, people falling out, getting back together. At this point, we're basically watching an entire, series of different personalities. It's like a reality series at this point. And I think that's mainly why we remain invested, right? It's not necessarily about just one person anymore, or just expecting these random people. I would say more so that Marcus is interviewing. It's kind of like we're following all of these different people with different storylines, and then of course sometimes those storylines intersect. So that brings me back to Marcus. Marcus may be at the center of a lot of this, but some of the personalities have clearly developed audiences of their own. We see a lot of these people now, pretty much all of them have their own YouTube channels now. So here's my question. Who are your most who is the most interesting person to you that we're following right now? Is it Marcus? Is it Feisty? Is it Tragedy? Is it Polo? Is it Tone and Iliana? Or somebody else? So let's talk about that. Let's discuss that. Put in the chat, who do you think is the most interesting person from Atlanta Street Interviews that we're following right now? Thank you, Snake Handler. Yeah, I'm glad that you like it because I like seeing what you guys think and getting your feedback on all of this. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoy it. College Scout, you said who's Laugh Logs? Not sure if I know who that is. When it comes to children, something that Tony Ilana should focus on is their 2-year-old child, but they need to have check markers for trying to check their child. Okay, got you, gotcha. Okay, Slime Talk, you said Polo and Marcus. Okay, Helena says Polo. OG Lady Moon says Polo. College Scott says you refuse to watch any of them. Okay. Okay, Patricia says Polo. Okay, MGO, you said in the beginning of the sector, it was never about Marcus. It was about the interviewees. It only became about him when his actions were um, expired. Yeah, I know. Like when I first started watching Marcus, I didn't even know what he looked like. You just hear his voice, and so it's interesting how now he's so much a part of the content now. Oh, Los Angeles Street Interviews, College Scout. Okay, thank you. Oh, Southern Charisma. I asked, who do you think is the most interesting person to watch right now? Is it Marcus, Feisty, Tragedy, Polo, Tone and Iliana, somebody else? Like, who, like when you watch Atlanta Street Interviews, who is it that, like, you're like, okay, I gotta watch this video, you know? Golden Gemini, you say Marcus because he continues to incriminate himself, and I'm waiting for the ball to drop. Yeah, right. He talks a lot. I'm like, man, like he cannot have a lawyer because I'm like the type of stuff he says and the type of stuff he's still doing. I'm like, mm. OG Lady Moon, you said Polo is like a real life Muppet to you. He's so animated and funny he is. I like Polo a lot. At one time, I'll be honest, I used to kind of be critical of Polo because I used to be like, man, this man 44 years old, he need to get it together, like But Polo, he's cool. I've grown. He's grown on me a little bit. I mean, he's still, as a 44-year-old man, he needs to some things he needs to do. But at the same time, again, a lot of times we view people through our lens of what our experiences are and what our level of thinking and understanding is. And I'm like, sometimes I forget, like a lot of times these people literally are dealing with not only addictions, but mental disorders as well that we might not know of. Like they may say they don't have any or never been diagnosed, but they, clearly could have something going on. Snake Handle, you said Polo, but he's working your nerves and you're curious about Lex. I don't think Lex is coming back around. That Lex to me has some strange stuff going on. I mean, well, she had an ankle monitor, and then even the story behind it and why she had it, and I don't. And then she even had said initially she didn't want to be on camera, and he ended up deleting those videos as well. So I don't think she's gonna be coming back around. Golden Gemini, you said it's hard to watch and give advice. You cringe every time Marcus tries to school. Yeah, I do too. I'm like, Marcus, just go back to being a cameraman and just filming. Like he just goes so overboard about it. Is I think my thing. What's up, T Davidson? What's going on? You said all of them are losers. Lord. Nobody thinks about Kelsey anymore, college. Right? Well, I don't think anybody ever was really that interested in her. She always is kind of like, I don't know, like whatever. Yeah, you're right though. We kind of forgot about her. Like you don't never hear anything about her anymore. But I think she's just that type of I don't know. For some reason I just don't feel like anybody's ever been that interested in her like that. Southern Charisma, you only watch Polo now. Other than that, you don't watch Marcus. You can't stand to listen to him. You just been listening to reactors. Okay, got it. Depends on what the characters are doing. Says be positively. That makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of like how it is for me. as well. You like Polo too. He has a good heart. Go to Gemini. Yeah, yeah. I feel like that with Polo. I just like I say, I was critical of him at one time, but then something about the past, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 months. I'm like, Polo kind of cool. He's cool. He's cool. Um, let's see what else. What else you guys are saying? Who else? Um, yeah, she's smart to leave Marcus alone. College Scout, I agree. Lex, Patricia, you said you tried to watch Iliana and Tone, but she dry bags too much, and the mentality is not my speed. Yeah, as you all can see, I rarely make videos about them. I made one today only because that was a big enough development that they supposedly are not going to mess with him anymore, and then Tone calling the cops on him. But I rarely like have anything to say about them because it's always the same old, same old. It's like I don't feel like they've ever been really that interested on this channel like that. So, yeah. Neither of these individuals are interesting to watch. Says pure integrity. Polo is a joke and uninteresting. Tony and Eliana are pitiful. Feisty and tragedy are sad situations. Yeah, the channel's just different now. Whenever you watch any of them now, it's just kind of like I don't. Sometimes I'm kind of like, what am I watching? I'm just kind of like, okay. Um, okay, OG lady, when you work in behavioral health. Okay, so you've seen it all. Yeah, I can only imagine. T. Davison, Kelsey's on the. You think she's on the spectrum? Okay, she could be. I don't know. I know she's talked about substance abuse, or I know she was some type of drug abuse because I know she's gone to rehab a couple of times. Remember when Feisty said that Polo was putting his hands on her? I noticed that was never brought up again. Polo, I see now, does not seem to have done that from the beginning. Yeah, I remember because even Marcus confronted Polo about that. I do remember that. Southern charisma. Marcus' voice is annoying. That demonic looking short, short face. Lord, his voice is annoying. Betty Davis, you think Feisty has the most interesting storyline? It's more about the storyline than the person to me. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll say my answer would be it would be Feisty as well. And granted, she gets on my nerves. Like she be doing way too much. She does the most, but it's always definitely going to shock you. It's even like the Nick storyline and going out there. Like it's still something about it, even as crazy and all over the place that she is. It's something about it that makes you just want to watch it because it's like, okay, what now? It's like, what now? You know. So yeah, I would say for me, it would have to be. Yeah, I think it'd be Feisty for me too. Even though as much as I just feel like I'm like I cannot like it's just like as much as I hate that I like watching her, I will be honest. Like when a video of her comes up, I'm like, okay, let me see what the heck is going on now. Maya is boring. Be positively, yeah. Well, Maya, yeah, I guess he did one recently, like a couple of weeks back, probably with her. But yeah, I don't even know why he even bothers her because Maya, I don't feel like really wants to be on his channel anymore like that, anyways. Oh yeah, Feisty blocks everybody. Southern Charisma. I didn't know that. Wow. Ant's barbershop used to be the hub. Snake handler. Okay. Oh, Anna's a character too. I guess I could have brought him up. I honestly, he annoys me. Who are you arguing with in the chat, college? Pressure. You said Iliana really ran out with the calling Marcus a ped, but had him around your kids and to talk bad about people that was helping them had me looking at them different. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, They always go through this with Marcus, though. MGO, you said Kelsey doesn't set off your inner um, Dar. Okay. But maybe it's just that I haven't watched her enough to pick up on it. Who knows? Okay, got you. Okay, yeah, I don't know either. I'm not really sure always what to look for with that. Um, so yeah, but I've never really picked up on that either, MGO, to be honest. From the little that I do know to look for, I don't think so either. Feisty is more interesting, to be honest. No one else talks about anything. Well, Feisty is, based on when you look at the views, she's the highest viewed as of now for sure. But I think again because it's so crazy and everything with her is always so outlandish, you know. Maya and K3 fuss and cuss too much. They take everything to heart. They don't understand trolling. Are they still around, Maya and K3? I forgot all about them. And it's definitely annoying. Yeah, I'm like this grown. What is he doing on here? Um, Pure Integrity, you said when you find yourself watching any other content, whether it's Marcus, Tone and Iliana, Feisty, and Tragedy, I question my own self by asking myself, by saying, what is wrong with me? Well, I'm glad I'm not alone in that. Because I have gotten to that point too. I'm like, why the hell am I watching this? But now I kind of have to because I have a YouTube channel where I talk about it. So I'm like, dang it, I gotta watch this video. So now when I see those videos pop up, I'm like, I have to watch it. But even before I was doing this, I would torture myself and watch a lot of them because it'd be like, what in the heck could possibly be going on now? So yeah. Pressure, you said Feisty doing the most is what keeps us watching. We know she's full of shit. I mean, sorry, stuff. But why not just pop in and see what she's gonna say? I really believe she is a character, like as if we see when we see like as if when the camera turns on. Yeah, yeah, she's a character. She does a little bit of bad acting for sure. Definitely, yeah. Feisty and Frida on a panel will be interesting. Southern charisma, yes, right? Because they are definitely that's definitely Frida's daughter. Because Frida be definitely going in. I'm like, okay, wow. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. College, you said like how Polo made a point with Cash. I would never respect him or support him for that. Never ever. Oh wow, that was a shock for us all. That is for sure. I was just kind of like, where did this come from? I was just kind of like, okay. Wasn't expecting that. Wow. But okay, y'all. What else did I miss? Did I miss anything? It's the floor is yours at this point. What else happened over the past couple of weeks that you guys might want to talk about? Is there something from one of the videos that you might want to go back to and unpack? um, whether it's Atlanta Street interviews or my page, anything about Tony, Iliana, Tragedy, Marcus, Feisty, Nick, Polo, whatever y'all think we need to revisit or talk about, let me know. Because I think I've covered everything that pretty much I wanted to cover. So yeah, if there's anything that you guys think we need to circle back around and talk about, let me know. Pressure, you said Feisty is really unpredictable. Oh, it's really predictable. I'm sorry. It's either she's confronting someone with pregnancy or her being in the hospital because of her health. It's pretty predictable. I mean, let's be real. All of these people are predictable. All of the storylines are predictable at this point. It's almost like they kind of know they have to come with something when Marcus shows up with the camera. And so a lot of it is definitely predictable at this point. College Scott, what are you talking about? You said Feisty aggravates you the way she holds her head on the side like it's falling off or it's too heavy for her small body. Oh Lord. I cannot. Pure integrity, you said for real though, glad that I'm not alone and finding myself watching these idiots. Thank you, Alan, for your honesty. I'm not alone in my thoughts. No, you're not alone. Oh yeah, I definitely sometimes I'm like some days actually I literally will say I am not watching this today. I'm like, I have to have I got other stuff to do and my mind does not need to be filled with this foolishness. Like so yeah. Pressure P, you said not bad acting, so it basically is giving Tubi. Yeah, some of it gives Tubi for sure. I'm like, they really be trying to come up with some stories, I see. Los Angeles, you said Polo admitted Cash was his first, so basically Marcus played on him. Well, Los Angeles, he didn't say it was his first. He said that in Las Vegas, he was with a trans as well, which means he's been with them a lot. He's saying so. Yeah, whenever somebody just says, "Oh, one other time," that means that's the norm for him. Marcus still did play him though, but the reason Marcus did it was because Marcus knew he had. That's why Marcus did that. So yeah, Marcus knew what was up with Polo, so that's why Marcus did that to him. Hmm. Pressure and peace, chaos and his girlfriend. What is my output on that situation? Oh, I think it's interesting. I've seen her. I've seen a couple of their videos. She seems like kind of an opportunist to me. She's a very beautiful woman, clearly older than him. And then I see their little lives they do together. She seems like she's trying. It seems like she's trying to capitalize off of the fact that she knows he has some type of motion with his YouTube channel. Because it does seem like a mismatch, like their quote unquote relationship. I'm kind of like, what's really going on? But now Chaos has disappeared. It's like, what? Where is he at? Does she have something to do with that? Like, yeah. Snake handler, you said Miss Wanda gifts given to ASI clients, Polo's bag stolen, Iliana selling her sunglasses online, SOS rates. Oh, yeah, Miss Wanda. Uh, well, I still like. I was gonna say I still like Miss Wanda, but I do find it interesting that she continues to even do these makeovers at this point. To be honest, because you know, I thought it was a great idea in the beginning, but in light of everything that's going on now, I'm just kind of like, I just think if she was wise, she would just distance herself from it. Because at this point, Miss Wanda has built a platform where she has enough followers of her own on YouTube. She does her own makeovers, anyways. So she really doesn't have to do the Atlanta Street interviews makeovers anymore. And then, just like you said, with the bag being stolen from Polo, Ileana selling her sunglasses. When Feisty got her makeover, she took the wig off the next day. Quita messed up her wig the next day because she got in a fight. Most of them show that they don't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So if I was Miss Wanda, it would be like, nah, I'm good. It was what it was for the time. And if I was Miss Wanda, to be honest, I would move on. Because like I said, she has the following now. I think her YouTube page has over 3,000 followers. To me, she's accomplished her goal. So she really doesn't need Marcus anymore to promote her in that way. And then, yeah, so far as SOS raising the money, it is what it is. We know SOS, I think, is kind of a Marcus. She seems like she's kind of like, you know, I think she kind of goes with whatever Marcus does, kind of from what I see when I look at her videos, because I notice she never says anything about Marcus. She only talks about the people on his channel. And then she uses his clips, which lets me know that she has permission to do that likely from him. So I think that probably was part of why she replaced Polo's bag, was kind of like to show support in that way. And yeah, Iliana selling those glasses online is that's crazy. You don't do that. But I mean, what is she? I mean, did she sell them? Because this stuff that Miss Wanda gives them is knockoff stuff. It's not the real thing. So it's like how much? did you get for it at the end of the day? You know? So yeah. College guy, you said Marcus definitely manipulated Polo to do that scene, but Marcus tries to manipulate everybody. Yeah, there was some manipulation in it, definitely. Definitely, definitely. We already know that. Okay, Los Angeles Street Bar. He said you said on I'll say a podcast was talking to him, and on his live he said Las Vegas wasn't true. Cat. Well, why would he lie about that? I wonder. Like who lies about being with a trans before? So it sounds reading that it sounds like he's embarrassed now because nobody would lie and say they were with a trans before if they weren't. So what that sounds like to me is now that everybody knows about the cash thing, and if you talk to Outside Podcast, it sounds like he's probably embarrassed about that, and so he's lying now and saying that cash was his first, so that it won't seem like that's something that he's into. That's what I'm reading into when I read that, because I'm like, nobody would have said that initially, and then go back and say, well, no, actually, I haven't. Like, who would lie about being with a trans? I mean, not, and I'm not saying it in that way. Like, but I'm just saying we know the stigma with black men in particular, and then the type of man that Polo is deemed to be. You know, he's known. You know, people say he's a ladies' man and all that. So I think he was doubling back for sure and trying to clean that up. Okay, Southern Charisma says the same thing that Polo said today. But like I said, I'm not buying it because he already said that he had before in Las Vegas. So again, why would I don't think of somebody that I don't see you lying about that. Like for what? So it seems like he's trying to cover it up now because of the backlash he got about being with Cash. That's what that sounds like to me. Yep, that is exactly what that sounds like to me. Mm-hmm. Clickbait to make Tone look sus. Dominique, you mean the video where it said that he called tragedy? Yeah, that's what that was. College guy, you said Chaos can't handle that girl. That's just how I see it. She looked low key like, oh gosh. uh, MGO, you said SO has spoken on Marcus numerous times. It's so weird to me that people perceive her as being on the payroll. Something shades him constantly. It's just kind of subtle. Okay, I can see that. I don't think she's on his payroll or that. I just think that she treads lightly with saying anything, maybe what she really might think. And I think the only reason she does that is because, like I said, she uses his. I'm sure she has gotten his permission to use footage from his channel. Because you know you can get a strike for using other people's footage. So I'm sure that since she probably has that deal where he allows her to do that, that she is a little cautious in the things that she says about him. Let's see. So pressure and peace. You said the best video for you is hands down is when Dominique speaks video airs out. The way Dominique looked at him was hilarious. Oh, you mean the one when he interviewed Dominique at Dominique's house and Dominique was looking down on him? Yeah, that video was iconic. We all wait for that moment for somebody to finally go off on Marcus. Yes. College guy, you said you think he lied about doing time in jail too? Well, there's mugshots of Polo out there. We've seen the mugshots, so I don't think he lied about that either. Polo's unofficial on all levels. Yeah. No, he's been in jail. I mean, he just recently was in jail. There, we saw that recent mugshot, and then there's been mugshots prior to that. So, I mean, maybe not for long, but yeah. Let's see. Pure integrity. You said you do know and believe that if these people weren't in despair and in desperate need, they wouldn't have anything at all to do with Marcus. To be real, none of them that Marcus interviews likes him. Yeah. Oh, they definitely wouldn't. Yeah. I mean, and there's evident, that none of. I mean, we've seen it with all of them where when they do fall out with the things they say about him, and the situation is definitely very, very evident. Pressure, you said you think Polo was annoyed that Marcus kept dragging the situation. I think when Polo did it, he was in one of those phases of drinking every day. He was not in his right mental state, and Marcus used it. Yeah. Yeah, Polo definitely went in on that day, right? Dominique, you said he pits people against each other. He prefers they be opposed. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get it. You know, it's good for content, but I don't know. Marcus is just, he's an interesting character. You know, the kind of way he does things is very very interesting. You know, I think Marcus says it's worked against Marcus at this point because he's involved himself entirely too much in the storylines, you know. Um, and he's just been doing some really stupid stuff as of recently for sure. I mean, again, these allegations, was that it's been a month now? We haven't really heard anything, but that has not disappeared. It's not going anywhere, you know, and he hasn't said a peep about it at this point. You know, I mean, what could he really say, you know? But at the end of the day, that's a stain on him that people are still looking at him sideways like, what's going on? Like, you know, so it's going to be interesting to see in the days and weeks to come because at some point, I'm pretty sure something's going to happen with that. And he kind of knows it. He definitely knows it. So, so yeah. Dominique, you said Tone didn't like the narrative Marcus was shaping with that title. Tone has worked hard to move away from that image and speculation, so he was really pissed off. Yeah, I can believe that. And I believe that what you said about that too. I can see where Tone really is. You know, he's just trying to do him. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a reasonable thing for Marcus to respect the boundary when it comes to that. You know, because this is the thing. People go through phases and people change. You know, like I said, at the end of the day, Tone is still a young man. We all have gone through certain phases. Shit, there's certain things with myself when I was in my 20s that I used to do that I would never do now in my late 40s. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like what, you know, nothing like what some of these people do on Marcus's channel. But I'm just saying, we all did stupid stuff in our 20s or things that we might be like, that's not really my thing anymore or whatever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. MGO, you say you don't think SOS has any kind of deal with him. Street Sector used to play ASI content all the time for years because Marcus never. Okay, got you. That makes sense. Yeah, the only reason I guess I thought that or think that sometimes because Marcus shouts her out a lot. He's like, "Oh, she's cool. Definitely check her out." Like he always kind of shouts out SOS. So, but I could believe it. They probably don't have any verbal agreement or anything like that. Um, Yeah, okay, so I see MGO now. You said you think things have changed in recent months and now there's a risk of okay, gotcha. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dominique, what you say? You say y'all would gag AF if y'all see what they're doing to the West. Hmm. Really? Hmm. I'm gonna make a TV series out of the whole saga. I think this would be gold, but Marcus would sue me. Oh, pressure. That's a good idea. Well, there's ways you can go about that where you wouldn't get sued. You need to like just talk to a lawyer because people do stuff like that all the time. You know, because this is the thing, you don't have to. You know, it could be loosely based on Atlanta Street interviews. So you name the different characters, different names. You know, you just use a different name for everything, but then the storylines would match what you see on ASI. So that's how you get around that. But that actually could be is a good idea. Okay, Dominique, that's what you're talking about. The West. Yeah, yeah, I know. In Atlanta, yeah, they building. I mean, you know, gentrification. Yeah, they building up all that stuff. Every time I go back to Atlanta, I'm like, what the heck is this? There's like whole new neighborhoods. Like I'm like, this was not here before. Like yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's a lot of money being poured into Atlanta. Hmm. Golden, that's interesting. Yeah, Feisty needs to get to rehab. Yeah, I agree. And the rest of your statement as well. Yep. Wow. MGO, yeah. Yeah, he did. Marcus would shout out Troy. That's true. So yeah, it may not be anything like that. Pure integrity. You said Marcus is very much or possibly hated by the majority of his interviewees because Marcus has violated them by exposing way too much of their business. Yeah, definitely. T. Davidson, you said you give a man the power to feed you, he can also starve you. I mean, that's definitely true. Definitely. Los Angeles Street Blog, you said to do the TV series, just got to add commentary and change the characters' names, and you're good for documentary style. For a show, just change their names, not to reflect exactly. Yep, that's basically all you got to do. Yep. Yeah. Oh wow. Wow, y'all. So yeah, that was a crazy past couple of weeks, y'all. I think we basically caught up on everything. Let me make sure we don't have any. I don't have any other people I need to shout out for gifts. Nope. Cool. We were better off knowing how tall he's not. Dominique, we already knew he was a little short thing. But I mean, we really got the picture of it with you standing next to him, though. I was like, oh my gosh. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Wow. Pressure and peace. You said, what's the name of the AI app that to use? I will make that happen this weekend. I've been wanting to do it, but I didn't want to get copyright. Oh, okay. Interesting. I don't know what she used, but you can do it on well, if you have Chat GPT, you can do pretty much any and everything on there. That's what I use for a lot of my videos to do like the thumbnails and it can help you do anything pretty much, or even it will tell you where you can go that will allow you to do the type whatever you're trying to do. It'll literally tell you like, whatever app or whatever like that. Thank you, OG Lady Moon. Yes, everybody hit that like button. Thank you so much. I've had a good time hanging out with y'all tonight and catching up on everything. I definitely have. Southern Christmas said, Dominique, you should have picked him up and put him on your hip. Oh gosh. It always brings it home when you can see Marcus in action. Like, so when Dominique did that, you saw Marcus, I think, in the reflection in the mirror. And he's so short and he's holding that camera up above his head. It's like it really paints the picture of how short he is. I'm like, this dude is really short. Like, I'm just like, wow. Yeah. Yeah, no, Los Angeles. Yeah, it won't generate a video, but it will let you know. It'll do like the script, and then it can let you know like what app you can use. Cause like when I did my song for this channel, I asked ChatGPT like what app I could use to make the song, and it told me. And then it wrote out like the lyrics for me, and then it told me like then put in these prompts in this app. So yeah, so that's why I suggested Chat GPT because it'll basically tell you whatever you need to do, and then if it can't do it, it'll direct you to like whatever app can do it like for you. What are you saying, Dominic? You said it got to be Polo because most of the subs enjoy seeing him be outrageous. You like Polo, though, but you just wish people like K3 Chaos, etc., would who are way younger but get more flack. People pick and choose villains. Yeah, yeah. Well, K3, I don't know. I don't even really know what to say about him. Like it's kind of like I don't feel like he was on the channel long enough, and then I don't know. And then Chaos, he's okay. I don't know. Even Chaos is not that interesting to me. I just don't really get it. Like I've gone to his YouTube before, but I'm like, I don't know. He's kind of just like whatever. T. Davidson. Oh, cool. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm helping you get through that work shifts. I know how it is. I know how it is. Yes, pressure. Let me keep me posted. Yeah, go ahead and get it started. Like I say, start with Chat GPT and just because it can recommend whatever you need to do. That's my go-to whenever I'm kind of like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And Chat GPT will definitely, and it can definitely write. It'll write a script for you. Like you just put in whatever you want it to be about, and you can go scene by scene, whatever. Um, Chat GPT, Chat GPT is amazing. It is amazing. Yeah. So the charisma, you say his little feet would have been dangling off Dominique's hip. Ah, y'all be cutting up. Pure integrity, yes. It's been a great time making out, as always. Yes, thank you. I'm glad to be back. I definitely am. And we will definitely stick to our Tuesdays and then other days as needed because if there are breaking stories sometimes, so other days as needed. So make sure y'all keep the notifications on. And yeah, but I'm glad to be back too. And we're definitely gonna stick to our Tuesday nights. So it'll be next Tuesday again, same time. It's 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. So that's my time. But if you're Eastern time, that's 9:30 p.m. If you're Central time, that's 8:30 p.m. If you're Mountain time, that's 7:30 p.m. So we'll be back next Tuesday, and I'm sure by then we'll have a lot more to talk about, and we'll kind of do it the same way where we cover all of the different hot topics, and then give you guys time to chime in and discuss and all that good stuff. So yeah, pressure. You said chosen is on some BS now. How he had the how he did that lady who sent him 1K. Yeah, yeah, that was really the only major thing people were talking about with Chaos was him scamming people for money. So I'm just like, he's to me, I don't know. He's really not. Other than that, it's like, what is he doing? Baddie, Southern Charisma. I am not interviewing Baddie. I'll leave that to somebody else. Thank you, MGO. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Yes, thank you. I've enjoyed the conversation. I definitely have. It's been great. Definitely has. Dominic, you said a lot of misplaced grace in that space. Yes, I couldn't have said it better. Yes, pressure. I agree. Joseph definitely started everybody else with making their own channel. Yep. He definitely did start, and I mean, out of all of them, he gives the most, I guess, quote unquote content. The rest of them really don't do much of anything. So I will give him that. So yes, yes, everybody, thank you so much, Golden. Yes, everybody, thanks for joining. Please share and subscribe if you haven't. And like I said, we are going to be back on next Tuesday, same time. We're going to do it again. I've had such a great time hanging out with you guys on tonight. And we're going to definitely have more to talk about on next week, y'all. So make sure y'all check out, again, my latest video. If you guys didn't have a chance to check that out that I dropped today, and any other videos that you want to check out, I've got plenty of videos that you can check out if you haven't had a chance to view any of my videos yet. There's plenty on my page for you to check out and enjoy. All right, y'all, we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. I've definitely enjoyed my time with you guys, and appreciate all of the support. Everybody that sent any type of gift on tonight, I thank you. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay, I think I got everybody. Simple Kimberly, Angel Law, Kappa Killer, Danny Dazzle. Oh, Kappa Killer, you sent me 2 gifts. Thank you so much. Jack, thank you. And College Scout, all of you guys that sent those jewels. I really appreciate it. That definitely helps. Any extra support always helps. And I really, really appreciate everybody. All right, y'all. I hope everybody has a great night, and we will definitely be checking in with each other next Tuesday. But if anything breaks, we might have to check in with each other before then. So make sure you turn on those notifications. All right, y'all. This is Alan Thompson with More Based Off. Hope everybody has a great night. Make sure you like, share this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed, join, get a membership if you haven't. And I will be checking in with you guys again on next Tuesday night. All right, everybody. Have a good night.
Hollywood lights, late night glow. Pull up a seat, you already know. Alan Thompson on the microphone. Yeah, we're getting into it tonight. Everybody got a story, but there's always something more. What you heard is just the beginning. We're going deeper than before. More based off, more based off. There's always more to talk about. More based off, more based off. Turn it up, we're breaking it down. From Hollywood we set the vibe. Come on in and stay a while. Ellen Thompson every night. More based off, we're live. Yeah, there's always something more. More based off with Alan Thompson.